Attention business owners. Does your online presence dominate your industry? Do your social posts get likes, or do they get lost under competing content? Are you currently running a digital campaign, but not sure if you're getting a return on your investment? For small businesses, digital marketing is more important now than ever before. But building an online presence can be intimidating, especially if you don't understand how it works. Don't let your business fall behind. Join Town Square Media when we host our free interactive workshop, Always Connected, The Impact of Digital Disruption. Gain expert insight from Town Square Media's VP of Digital Solutions,
Hunter,
Billy Campbell,
can you hear me back there?
Discover the limitless opportunities and benefits of advanced digital marketing.
Yes, I can. I'm sorry. I'm on the other computer right now.
No, you're fine, man. I just want to make sure this mic was working. Thanks, Hunter.
Okay, yeah, we got 3 minutes.
Thanks, brother.
6th at Great Bay Country Club.
All these guys are over here exchanging pleasantries, so they're all getting to sit down.
Wait, Luigi, is the Godfather there or no?
No, the Godfather's not here yet.
He will be there, though?
Call Jim McClay.
Or you have no clue?
Give me 1 second.
Okay.
9797.
There are a lot of places.
Joe, is the Godfather here today?
Yeah,
he will be here.
Motorcycle.
Okay, cool.
Why should you buy from Goodwill's quality used cars? They have built a 30-year solid reputation with honesty and integrity.
I'm Carmichael Donato, Vice President of Goodwill's Quality Used Cars in Glassboro, New Jersey. Some ask how we've been in business for 30 years. It's easy. Service and price.
Goodwill's, 8 North Delsey Drive in Glassboro. Visit Goodwills.com. When you listen to 97.3 ESPN FM, you're tuning into living a healthier lifestyle. Town Square Media and Virtua Health are united on one mission for a healthier, happier New Jersey. When you listen to 97.3 ESPN FM or join the VIP club at 97.3ESPN.com, you'll be connected to exclusive health and wellness information, and you can sign up to win great prizes.
Virtua has a wide range of services to help you live your healthiest life. I'm Dr. Neha Vagadia, a pulmonologist with Virtua Health. Quitting smoking is one of the most important pieces of advice I give my patients, and Virtua has the tools to help, as well as important more screening options, even for former smokers. Call 888-VIRTUA-3 for more information, or go to Virtua.
Yes.
1 minute 30, guys. 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Nice. 97.3 ESPN FM have set
Hunter, do you hear me?
to make good health even
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Robin and I bought my pillows in Minnesota at the Mall of America.
Yes, you guys
right in the store there, yeah.
I got my pillow. I had to get on a call
My
with Mike
Pillow,
Lindell
check
because
me
I'm
out.
the endorser. Oh, my God.
My Pillow.
I have 3 of them. I have extra firm.
Yeah, we have a bunch of them, too.
I think we're at like the 1 minute mark, by the way.
1 minute.
1 minute.
1 minute. Extra
You are
firm.
looking live.
1 minute.
This mic is this headset.
Everybody sounds good. Let's see. Let me see if I got the You Are
Oh,
Looking
you got this
Live.
all set up?
You are looking
Oh,
live.
we got helmets. Oh, this is a
I brought them. I got the jersey. Got the Bears jersey.
Powell's going to put one on for a winner.
Should I wear my jersey like a
And Indeed has solutions like online skills tests, which let a candidate show that they're the right hire.
Doesn't have a
We'll also
name
have a
on the back.
dolphin
Come on,
chatter
can't be wearing a
excitedly in
personal
front
line.
of the
Just
perfect candidate.
Violation, bro.
1, 2.
Okay, there's
Total.
no dolphin. But
Not
skills
even live.
tests,
Looking live.
that's a for sure.
See why independent research by Silk Road
20
shows
seconds till the
Indeed
top.
3 times more hires than any other job site. Visit Indeed.com/promo today and get a free sponsored job upgrade on your first posting. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply.
Nature Valley brings that satisfying crunch that gets your family going again with real delicious honey and whole grain oats. So get out here. Nature Valley Oats and Honey Crunchy Bars. The original crunch.
South Jersey's play-by-play home for the 76ers.
I can't hear
Coming in hot.
WEMJ.
I can't hear myself. Check. Colin, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Here's the opening.
A little more.
And time for
A little
the
more.
Countdown
Thank you, Joe.
Kickoff Show. Mr. Philadelphia, Tony Bruno.
All right, listen to the crowd.
Yeah, they've been waiting to see this.
Live on 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app.
Give goes to Peterson. He is stacked up for a loss.
From Tolman Joe's, 26 East
Stacked
Oregon
up
Avenue
for a
in the
loss.
heart of South Philly. Presented by IBEW
right,
Local
boys.
98.
Nice to be with
Powered
you.
by
You're all very
Martin
good-looking
Law.
men.
And
Thank you.
fueled by the Philadelphia Federal Credit Union.
He is hit. He stumbles. He's down. And the Eagles
I lasted
take
about 5
over.
seconds.
Now, it's Eagles game day and time for the Countdown to Kickoff Show with Tony Bruno.
Hello there. Good morning, everybody. We are live at Tolman Joe's in South Philadelphia, 3 hours away from kickoff. on a beautiful Sunday morning here in South Philadelphia. And a great crowd here at Toll Man Joe's, 3 hours away. Eagles and Bears. We have Eagles here. We have a former Bear here, a man who brought his own jersey to the game. And he has his name on the back. Well, I always thought that if you're over 16, you shouldn't have a jersey with your name on the back. But Colin Thompson played for the Bears, so he has his Bears jersey here today.
I figured it'd be fitting.
Yeah, I think that's cool because how many people have a jersey with their real name on the back and it's their jersey?
Anybody could get one that says Thompson, though.
Well, yeah, that's true.
that could have been anything.
That could be Pete Thompson's
right?
jersey.
Maybe that's Pete
Not
Thompson.
Pete Thompson. Thompson. Stone.
Is it David Thompson's jersey?
No, that's Chicago's favorite son.
Thompson's
Colin
such a
Thompson.
common name that he could have got that anywhere.
Exactly. Tony Bruno, we got Mike Gill here all the way from the shore. He drove all the way up on an abandoned Atlantic City Expressway. Did you take the Black Horse Pike?
No, the
And avoid
expressway
the
was
tows?
nice and open today.
So I thought you would.
Smooth sailing.
I figured you would go the Black Horse Pike so you don't have to pay the tolls.
You know, it's funny about the tolls. I had no cash on me. I paid every toll in quarters.
No
I had
way.
$8 in quarters in my car. Do you believe that?
Hold on.
Yeah, I
You don't
heard
have
this
Easy
story.
Pass?
Yeah, Mike
I'm
is on
banned.
the Easy Pass
I'm banned
ban
from
list.
Easy Pass. I'm on the ban
I
list.
don't want to know why, but how do you get on that ban list?
How do you
a
not
long
have an
story.
Easy Pass and
I'm
get
on
banned?
the ban list.
How can you be banned from Easy Pass?
It's a long story.
That is a low bar, by the way.
Yes. They take it out. They charge your account every month, $35.
There's like, yeah,
and
Tony,
then it comes out
for
automatically.
you, after the show is over, I'll give you the
All right,
play-by-play.
I want to hear this. This is more intriguing than today's game so far. We're underway. Toll Man Joe's, you come on by here at Front and Oregon.
A lot of toll talk. Toll Man Joe's.
Yes.
Atlantic City
Tolls.
Expressway.
We got free to park, so don't go pay $50 to park at the stadium. You come here, you park for free. Luigi is here also, and we have the breakfast situation going on, right, Luigi? Tell us what people are going to come here and have. We're calling it Keg and Eggs, but what do you get today for breakfast before they take you on a shuttle over to the stadium where you don't have to pay $50 to park?
Well, before you go get stuffed at the Eagles game, you can come here and get stuffed. $5 bacon, egg, and cheese, Tony. Home fries on the side.
I'll take one.
You got to pay the toll first, man.
You must
Make
be
that
present. You must be present to eat, though,
Yes.
and you must be present to win here on the show today.
These people are all here, Tony, because they've all qualified for the giveaway.
Wow.
We got giveaways. You're not getting this anywhere else. We're not giving away koozies. We're not giving away kazoos.
Pens on the wheel.
Exactly. Do we have a wheel to spin around today? Did you bring the
can get
wheel,
a
Mike?
wheel.
I'm out on the wheel.
All right. So we got a lot to talk about, obviously. We're counting you down till noon, and then we'll throw it over to Merrill Reese, not that far away from here at Lincoln Financial Field. The Eagles haven't played in a while since that Jets fiasco. Well, it wasn't fiasco. People weren't happy with that win. But people aren't happy with any wins anymore, guys. I mean, the Eagles are favored today, and so how the mood has changed from a couple of weeks ago when they beat the Jets to go 3-2 here, 31-6, and then go to Minnesota, get waxed, go to Dallas and get waxed, and then last week go to Buffalo and get a win. And
Saving the season.
Save the season. And now we've got a Chicago Bear team, guys, that is an absolute desperate must-win situation today. Are they not? I mean, they're in last place in their division. They're 3-4. They lose today, they could pretty much kiss playoffs goodbye.
Well, very difficult division, and that's the issue. They have an issue with the fact that Green Bay is playing very well, Minnesota's playing very well, Detroit's a good team as well, whereas the Eagles, they only have to worry about the Dallas Cowboys in the NFC East.
Correct.
Now, obviously, they lost to the Cowboys, so when Dallas eventually comes here, it's going to be a very important game. But it's going to be tough to get out of this NFC East race because it's a two-horse race.
And Dallas, meanwhile, seems like they haven't played in a month. I mean, it's not even a bye week. They had a bye, but they haven't played since Thursday night, right?
Yeah.
And now they don't play until Monday night, so they get the extra rest. Now, for a team that's banged up like most teams are, that's got to help the Dallas Cowboys, right, Kyle?
No question. No question. And for a team like of their caliber with and injuries in key positions, especially at the left tackle spot in the All-Pro and Smith, and a guy like Zeke, remember, who didn't go through training camp. Now he's got his feet under him. He's got more rest. Dak's got more time to get chemistry with those receivers. Amari Cooper's been banged up a little bit this year. So Dallas is a team to beat in the division, in my opinion, because of that roster. Now, in the future, they'll have problems paying everybody because they've drafted so well, unlike the Eagles of late.
Oh, a shot.
No, not a shot.
Is that a shot at Howie Roseman already, the first one?
Sounded like one.
No, it's just the truth. Compared to what the Dallas Cowboys
Well,
have
what's
done.
the difference between the truth and a shot?
No.
Not the shot at the bar.
A shot is a hot take.
About
a shot is
275.
personal.
About 275
This
is
isn't
different.
personal. It's just they have drafted Pro Bowl, All-Pro type rookie players, and now they're all up to get paid, and they can't afford to pay everyone.
You don't like J.J. Arcega-Whiteside?
By the way, are we going to start already?
We're not starting with that.
The Eagles don't even like J.J.
We're the only place that talks about 5th and 6th receivers.
Yes.
It's Philadelphia.
Exactly. We're still arguing about.
I think Paul Turner's at the bar today.
Oh, is he working the bar?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
We might talk about Scott Orndorff later.
Is he
Not
getting
Mr.
active
Wonderful,
today?
Paul Orndorff. No relation, right?
Scott
Orndorff.
University
Colin
of Pittsburgh.
Thompson's friend as well.
Tight end. Played for the Orlando Apollos.
The newest addition to the defensive line, right?
A little birdie told me, Tony, that Jeremy
Yes,
Bloom will be
Jannard
driving the
Avery.
shuttle to the Eagles game
so
from Tome Man Jones.
Jeremy
Yes.
Bloom is here today also?
No, he's on the slopes today.
No, he has a pretty good career going after
Yeah,
football.
but he was a great skier.
Yeah, no, the guy's not just, he former player. It was a high-ranked returner, wide receiver out of college. The Eagles drafted him.
I was actually supposed to host a show, and he was going to be one of the players, and he got cut.
Wow.
I was the kiss of death. Always happens.
Well, he follows me on Twitter, so he can't be
Nice
that bad
guy,
of a
though.
guy. You know what I mean?
I got a
Jeremy
question.
Bloom follow you, John McMullen, on Twitter?
That's a no.
Don't know.
He's following me.
I assume
He
no.
follows Luigi on Twitter.
I got a question, though,
Yes.
for every. No, I just told John the answer, so he can't answer. Deshaun Jackson is expected to play, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Adam Schefter said it.
Yeah.
I said it on Wednesday.
That's
but
right.
Now it's said from,
now
down from
it's
the
definitive,
mouth.
John's
right?
a little in
Down
his
from
feelings
the
about
mouth.
that.
So here we go. The Eagles have attempted 9 pass plays of 40 yards or more this year. Where do you think that ranks in the league?
It's probably pretty high up there because not many teams go downfield.
They're number 1.
Okay.
They have taken more
that's pretty
shots.
high, pretty
Yeah,
high
shots,
up there.
though.
Right. They have taken more
One is
shots
also a Hail
at
Mary at the
number
end of the
40,
game.
40 yards or more than any team in the league, and yet they're talking about, they don't have the deep threat, and they've only completed 3. So getting him back, and they're taking the most, should help that out.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. And the fact that they don't have guys who can catch the ball downfield even when they get them there. And I've got some unbelievable Carson Wentz stats today for everybody, too.
Ooh.
Because everybody goes crazy in this town. Wentz, he's not having a good season. Wentz is having an unbelievable season statistically. I know he's not throwing for 300 yards, but you know what? Last week, Daniel Jones for the New York Giants was leading the league in fantasy points early in that game, which he lost. But people look at those he threw for 350 yards and 2 touchdowns, and he lost the game. I'd rather have a quarterback who throws for 230 yards, has a great percentage of completions, which Wentz doesn't even have to have that. He doesn't have to throw 75% completions.
And against the Bears in the last 3 games, which have all been losses, again, the Bears lost opening day to the Packers, then beat the Broncos, Redskins, Vikings, and now all of a sudden they lose to Raiders, Saints, Chargers. The Raiders, Carr, he only threw for 229 yards and they won. Teddy Bridgewater only threw for 281. I mean, not a huge number in today's NFL. And Rivers only threw for 201. And that's the last 3 losses for the Bears.
Yep.
So you don't have to accumulate massive days with your quarterback. Now, Murray ran, the backup running back for the Saints, ran for 119. Jacob, the running back for the Raiders, ran for 123. So, and again, the Chargers only ran for 36 yards last week.
And still won.
With
but the Bears should have won that game. I mean, they missed a field goal. There were some bad coaching decisions. So it's not like the Bears are getting blown out every week, but they've lost 3 in a row. And the point that I make about Wentz, I mentioned this the other night on the Thursday night show. There's only 2 quarterbacks in the NFL who have thrown at least 1 touchdown in 11 consecutive games right now. It's Carson Wentz and Russell Wilson, who many believe could be the MVP of the league this year, right?
Yep. Yeah.
So Russell Wilson is having an unbelievable year. He's thrown touchdown passes in 11 consecutive games. So has Carson Wentz. And going back to 2017, there were only 3 quarterbacks who have averaged 2 touchdown passes per game in the league. Carson Wentz, Russell Wilson, and Pat Mahomes. They all have averaged over 2 touchdown passes per game over the span. So all this talk about Carson Wentz isn't playing well, and he's not a top quarterback. He's right there with Mahomes and Russell Wilson since 2017 with a number of touchdown passes. He's got 17 touchdown passes this year, right? No, 14 touchdown passes, 4 interceptions. And people don't think that's good enough for this team.
Well, here's the impact what you just said, Tony. Carson Wentz last week, 172. It's the 13th time, fewer than 200 yards. They're 9-4. When he goes over 300 yards, they're 5-10. So when he throws for more yards, I know John is going, they run the ball because they have the lead. So
That's
it's
what
the
it's
chicken
about.
or the egg.
It is. It's a chicken and an egg thing. If you're ahead late in the game, you're going to run the football.
Yep.
If you're behind, you're going to throw the football. You're going to pile up yardage. garbage time yardage, whatever you want to call it. It's the quarterback's job to get you to the finish line with a win. Last week is a perfect example. Jim Schwartz constantly says every game has a personality. You look at what happened in Buffalo, 40-mile-an-hour winds. There's going to be an issue there from a passing standpoint. The football is getting knocked down. You got to go about it in a different way. And what I liked about Carson Wentz last week, the running game from his perspective back in it. He saw the defensive backs turn their backs. He took the yardage that was there. That was a positive. You look at each individual game, guys, Carson's had one bad game in Dallas. Other than that, he has been really, really good.
I agree, and I don't understand in this town. It's the whole Nick Foles thing will never go away because Nick Foles won a Super Bowl at the end of a season when Carson got hurt, and he led them to the Super Bowl. So nobody's ever going to take anything away from Nick.
Recreate that.
No, but
That's
nobody's
what people need to understand. They can't recreate the Foles stuff, so they got to let it go.
Exactly. They won a Super Bowl. The guy was a backup quarterback and came in and helped win a Super Bowl.
People act like he's going to come in and they're just going to continue just to win Super Bowls because Foles is the quarterback.
You know, the thing about Carson was 11-2 before he went down.
Exactly. And the roster today is not what it was then.
Exactly.
People forget that. Defensive line-wise, 2. They were loaded at defensive line. They rotated 8 deep. They had linebackers who were healthy. They had timely play from the defensive backs, even though they let up 500-plus yards in the Super Bowl.
Patrick Robinson, people forget how good he was that year as a slot corner.
So, exactly. So people don't understand that, fine, you want to recreate the Foles and Wentz argument, but you're missing out on the rosters are not the same.
Exactly. This roster is still the same. We're here every Sunday, Toll Man Joe's before the game, countdown to kickoff show right up till noon. And then Merrill Reese and the gang take over at noon right here on 97.3 ESPN. We're live. We're going to come back. Much more still ahead. I need a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. I can smell them now. I can feel them. People are eating. They're chowing. Luigi, did you get a sandwich yet?
I haven't got one yet, Tony. I'm waiting for the break.
The Schweimer's got one.
The Schweimer's got a bacon, egg, and cheese.
Speaking of 8 deep, he's 8 in already with his bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. They're going to call him Schweimer from now on.
Oh, man, I'm getting hungry. They got the coffee. We got a good crowd.
I need one of those.
Free to park. We got great stuff to give away today. Tickets, all kinds of great swag. We're live at Toll Man Joe's here in South Philadelphia, just a half a mile away from the stadium.
Yeah.
You can't get much
closer. And it's
closer.
only going to take me an hour to get there.
Exactly. I may have somebody who can get you there sooner. I may get the helicopter in, one of my buddies who's a pilot.
Yeah.
That's going on. We're live. It's Tony Bruno. It's Mike Gill in the house. It's Colin Thompson. It's John McMullen. It's Luigi Curto. It's Nick. It's Miss Robin. It's Hunter back in the studio. It's an all-star cast live at Toll Man Joe's in South Philly on 97.3 ESPN and Twitch.tv, BrunoNation Live.
Hour number 1 of the Eagles Game Day Countdown to Kickoff show is fueled by Dunkin'. After the Eagles win, you win with Dunkin'.
This is the radio home for Philadelphia Eagles football. Today, the Eagles are back at the Link hosting the Chicago Bears.
Love what this defense is doing.
It's 3-0 Texans.
The defense for the Eagles, they're all over.
Merrill and Mike call all the action starting at 1 p.m. This is where the Eagles play. 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's Eagles station.
Toll Man Joe's in the heart of South Philly is Tony Bruno's home on Eagles Game Day. And for those of you in Cape May County, Toll Man Joe's in Wildwood is your
Hey, so Tony, we're going to come back with the audio cut of the Bears missing the field goal last year in the playoffs.
And where your football Sunday is set to begin this Sunday and every Eagles Game Day. Get to Toll Man Joe's. Can you hear me? Join me, Tony Bruno.
Yeah, what's up, Joe?
I'll see you on Game Day at Toll Man Joe's.
Listen up, Birds fans. Boardwalk Honda is kicking off football season.
We're at the first break. Right now we're coming back with an audio cut of a missed field goal in the playoffs and then coming back with music.
Lease options or low finance rates on select new vehicles. And credit problems are no problem.
Okay, yeah. I updated my iPhone and I lost some contacts. I have his 702 number, but not his 8561. If you could text that to me. Thank you.
And remember, from Maine to Miami, nobody beats a Boardwalk deal.
Hi, I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans, America's largest mortgage lender. Let's talk credit card debt.
debt for a minute. If you feel you're carrying too much of it, you're not alone. The average household in the U.S. carries over $8,000 in credit card debt. Ready for some good news? With a cash-out refinance from Quicken Loans, you can quickly and easily put some of the equity in your home to good use by paying off a lot of that high-interest credit card debt. A great way to take cash out is with our 30-year fixed-rate mortgage. The rate today on our 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 3.99%, APR 4.08%. Call us today at 800-QUICKEN to learn how taking cash out with a 30-year fixed mortgage might be the right solution for you. And for a record 9 years in a row, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. Call us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com.
For J.D. Power award information, visit jdpower.com. Rates subject to change. Pay 1.25% fee to receive this discounted rate. Call for
1 minute, guys.
And conditions. Equal housing lender. License in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
Well, my kids were young. You know what? I used to go ahead and boat
Stop by
at
O'Reilly Auto Parts for our
Tony's
See Better,
Baltimore
Drive
Grill,
Safer
Bar
sale.
Grill. Oh,
Right
really?
now, get a $15 gift card after mail-in rebate when
Tony's
you
Baltimore
purchase
Bar, they
select
used to love the
Sylvania
crab
bulbs
cakes
for
in
your
there.
headlights.
It's a
Plus,
joint.
earn double O-Rewards points. Visit your professional parts people today at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Tony's Baltimore Bar and Grill.
And now pronounce you husband and wife.
Place is
You
an
may kiss the
establishment.
bride.
Oh, yeah. It's been
And what's his name from Barstool was there? Portnoy trying their pizza.
30 seconds.
Did he do a pizza thing down there?
seagulls.
I ripped him the other night. I can't rip him. And screwballs.
I can't hear Tony.
helps
You
connect
can't
you
hear
to
me?
care.
Now I can. There you go.
need it.
It's just so freaking loud.
They bring us pizza every week because Angela's Pizza's right next door up at Screwballs in King of Prussia.
Can you hear me?
So I said,
I
none
can
of
hear
this
you, but you're
one
very
bite
low.
thing. I got to eat the whole slice before I can tell you how good it is.
Yeah, these guys are ready for their
He
chance.
says it all the time.
I
One
know.
bite, and
Watch
then he
my
keeps eating it.
audio, please.
Testing.
I'm gonna come to
Oh,
you.
there I am.
Mike Gill, I want to shout out to the 97.3 audience. I'm going to do it off this hit, okay?
Somebody touched my mic.
Oh.
The double doink special. No, it's not here at Toll Man Joe's.
Not today, Tone.
You're getting a bacon, egg, and cheese special today live at Toll Man Joe's. That was, of course, former Eagle great. 16-15. Where were you all last year when that happened? Bears and Eagles with the double doink bus leaving the town.
Sit in my house, man.
Yeah, we were all sitting there watching.
Pacing around like a crazy man.
Exactly.
I was still in the AAF.
Was it still around? That's
I
right.
was
That's
on
when it
Bears radio before it. Guaranteeing a Bears victory.
Guaranteeing a
Bears victory?
Yeah, that team was loaded last year.
They
Mitch
really
was
were.
playing a lot better,
Except
too.
the quarterback.
He played better last year, though. This year he's been a shell of himself.
Yeah, he's regressed. We haven't, though. But we have a great crowd today. Not just because it's an Eagles Sunday and because you got free parking here and you save $50 just by walking in and hanging out in a comfortable establishment, watching the early game and all the other stuff. Joe Kraus, explain why. Because Luigi's here. He's walking around in the crowd. These people are here because they're here to win fabulous, fabulous prizes.
The one thing that I will never, ever disclose is my source for tickets to get into games around the country.
Exactly.
All 5 pairs of tickets for the Bears game today have downloaded and dropped into my computer. So at the end of the broadcast, Tony, we will start to give away 5 pairs to all of the qualifiers. The Philadelphia trolley is making its way over. And the trolley, in traditional Philly style, will bring everybody from Toll Man Joe's that's going to the game over to the stadium today. So I want to shout out, Mike Gill told me during the week that the 97.3 audience, Luigi, would show up, and the 97.3 audience has showed up today at Toll Man Joe's.
Let's hear from everybody in the house.
They're here. In fact, I'm not going to waste anybody's time. I need to get an Eagles chant right now from the people here.
Yeah, let's get an Eagles chant.
Can we get an Eagles chant here from the
Let's
people
get
at
it
Toll
going
Man
here.
Joe's, please? Are you ready? E-A-G-L-E-S. Eagles!
Oh, man, it's November. It's going to get.
We got one Go
right
Bear
this
back
year.
there. We have one Bears fan in the house over here.
Where?
He's back here. In fact, I'm going to go to him right now.
Is he a qualifier? Is the Bears fan a qualifier?
No, he's not. He's certified. He's
The
not
qualifiers
qualified.
weren't vetted.
Yes,
they weren't vetted.
We have one Bear who made his way from the den to the Eagles' nest here, and he's sitting around a bunch of Eagles fans. He's enjoying the $5 bacon, egg, and cheese here at Toll Man Joe's. But I got to ask, the Bears, why?
Greatest organization on earth.
Have you been drinking already this morning?
He's been in Toll Man. He was here.
Kegs and eggs.
He was here before anyone else, Tony. He was here before anyone else. So let me get this man's prediction before he gets any more for sticking. All right, hang on one second.
Did you come from the parking lot at 6 a.m.? Oh, sorry.
Tony, he said 28-17 Bears. He's obviously been drinking.
Wow.
Well, no, listen, the Bears have to win this game. I said it right at the beginning of the show.
Just because they have to doesn't mean they're going to.
No, that
Tony.
doesn't mean they're going to. But I think everybody's taking this game for granted. And because the Eagles played well last week on the road, the Eagles have struggled at home as far as covering the point spread. And so if they win the game, it's what, 4.5 points, their favorite now. The money line is minus 210. So the Eagles are 2-1 favorites in this game if you just want them to win the game without the point spread involved. By the way, Philly Godfather scheduled to appear later on.
Godfather should be at Toll Man Joe's today.
In the house?
In the house. And one last thing before I get off the microphone. The winning ticket, or the winners today from all of those who qualified will be selected from John McMullen's new Kango hat.
Wow. Oh, wait, he's got a new Kango hat?
We didn't get one yet.
Kango hat delivered to him today when he arrived. So Conlon is out there. All of the lucky tickets are going into John McMullen's Kango. And, of course, since John will already be at the stadium, we'll bring him back his Kango tomorrow night at the Landmark.
Oh, okay, beautiful.
Somewhere House of Pain right now is missing a hat.
And plus, not only are we giving away tickets for the Bears. Now, does everybody here have tickets to the game? Who doesn't have tickets to the game today? Oh. So a lot of people in here don't have tickets.
All qualifiers for the Bears.
But they're all qualified. But then we also have the Washington bus trip coming up, right?
We're going to register. We're going to give away 2 seats today for the Tony Bruno bus trip to Washington on December 15th. We're going to depart from Toll Man Joe's. Live broadcast all the way down 95. Mike Gill, I don't know how we're going to do that yet.
We're going to do a live remote from the bus?
We're going to do a live remote from the bus, so we'll figure that out. Tone, all your
I'm
food.
on vacation that week.
It's December 15th. It's 10 days before Christmas.
All your food, all your beverages, Christmas gifts on every seat in the bus.
Man.
It's going to be an unbelievable
Will Santa be on the trip, too?
Santa might be
He's gotta
on
be.
the trip with the live broadcast. That coming up on December 15th.
Where are you getting that anywhere else on a pregame show?
Not getting it, Tone. You're just not
and
getting
you
it.
must be present to win. Is the most important words that you'll ever hear. Must be present to win.
Must be present to get a present as well, Tony.
Exactly right, yes. Santa's not coming down your chimney with these Eagles tickets. You got to be here to be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, we got that going on. We got our coffee now. Mike Gill's all ready. We got the Twitch stream going off. And the Texans have scored again, right? I got that game behind me.
You had the game 21-20 when they kicked off.
No, it was nothing. I didn't think they scored that many points. So the Texans are leading 9-0 pending the extra point in the London game that started at 9:30, the first of the action this morning and throughout the rest of the day, which ends up with Patriots-Ravens tonight on the Sunday night game, which should be interesting.
That's going to be a great game.
That's the game of the week.
Ravens off a bye.
Yep. Patriots going in Baltimore.
Now, real quick, John, this news just came out. And see
Is this breaking news?
Okay.
It is.
Let me play the breaking news. Because you guys have the worst breaking news sounder back in the studio, Mike.
Yeah.
You got to work on that. Hunter, I ripped him the other night. I mean, how hard is it to get a sound effect like this? Breaking news. What is the breaking news?
That's a current affair.
That's old school.
Tim Jernigan expected to play today.
Oh, wow.
That's something that you thought.
Yeah, he was more questionable. Deshaun Jackson, I mean, he said
That's
Friday.
That's an Rappaport, by the way, source.
And for the first time, that inactive list might be interesting because for the past 4 or 5 weeks, you knew everybody who was going to be in the inactive list. There were so many injuries. Now Deshaun's back. Darren Sproles is back. Was a full go. Tim Jernigan, as we said, he was going to be questionable. Looks like he's going to be able to go. So this team's getting healthier, and that's what Doug Peterson said when everybody was disappointed at the trade deadline. He always brought it back to think about the guys we're getting back Avonte Maddox in that category as well. So now you have 3 consecutive weeks. Jalen Mills first, Ronald Darby, now Avonte Maddox. Jim Schwartz finally has the cornerbacks he wants on the field on defense. His team's getting healthier at the right time.
And they've got a bye next week. So, hopefully they get through the game without many injuries. And even the guys who are still banged up, the Eagles will have the bye week next week in Week 10, and then they'll come back here to play New England on Sunday, November 17th. I wouldn't be surprised if that game is flexed. I don't know when can they start flexing by
they've
week
already
11?
started. Yeah,
They started flexing. So that game's a 4:25 start
2
here.
minutes.
The next Eagles game at Lincoln Financial Field, and that is against the Patriots on Sunday, November 17th, and then Seattle after that.
Brutal
So
schedule,
back-to-back home games in middle November, the 17th against the Patriots, and then the Seahawks here on November 24th, right before Thanksgiving.
It's something that I think Ken Dunnick said with Schweim on the locker room was this 6-week stretch, 3 on the road, having to play, the Bears aren't a great team, but they got a physical defense that can beat you up.
Great defense.
And then the Patriots and Seattle. I mean, this 6-week stretch, he said it, if you could get through 3-3, you should they're 1-2 right now. If they can get the win today, they're 2-2. And then if you split the Seattle, New England, and you're 3-3, will everybody be? How will you feel about that?
That would be tremendous. I think if you look at this, and the Eagles can look at it, you got to compartmentalize if you're part of the team. It's just about going 1-0 during the week. But for us, you got to be realistic and say, look at those final 5 weeks. When you talk about the New York Giants twice, the Washington Redskins, the Miami Dolphins. The only difficult game in that whole stretch is the Dallas Cowboys, and it's here.
Yep.
And from Buffalo forward to the end of the season, the Eagles get on a plane once, and that's to Miami. So,
which isn't a bad place to go in early December.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So that's a very, very positive second half of the schedule for the Eagles, and it's a bad division. They're still in this thing.
Absolutely. We're still in this thing. We're just getting started, in fact. We're taking it up till noon. Great giveaways coming up. I got to get an egg and cheese bagel. Is it on a bagel?
I'm efforting that for you right now, Tom.
We need 3. How many do we need?
Colin's putting up 3, the 3 sign right now.
No, you know how many we really need up here? 4. How many?
4.
Thank you.
I think Coach Norman Dale's been drinking
Norman
as well.
Dale says, get me 4 up here. Oh, it's not. Did they miss the extra point?
They did miss the extra
point.
point.
So
Tony.
the Texans are up 9-0 on the Jaguars. They're in the second quarter in London at Wembley Stadium in the early morning start.
That's all right, though.
Where the Jaguars have been playing great. They play better in London than they do at home in Jacksonville.
Well, that is their home.
Well, yeah,
There's a report out of Jacksonville that Foles would not get the starting job back. He's going to be back on the bench when he's ready to go.
Mike, I've said this before, that Nick Foles is Drew Bledsoe. Garner Minshew is the next Tom Brady. Both 6th-round picks, I'm telling you.
I agree with the first part, not the second.
All right, we got to take a break. We're coming back. We'll get some egg and cheeses up in this joint. We'll get some good stuff to give away. Don't forget, free to park here at Toll Man Joe's. No $50, no $40, no $30, no $20, no $10. Free. Park here. The Philadelphia trolley is coming by, taking people over to the stadium. You won't have to wait in a long line because people say, hey, the Philadelphia trolley's coming. Get out of the way. We're coming in here from Toll Man Joe's. Live on 97.3 ESPN and on Twitch.tv. BrunoNation Live, baby!
You're listening to the Eagles Game Day Countdown to Kickoff show presented by IBEW.
What's the number?
I can't,
there's only 5 minutes left in the
second,
half. Is it
second
9 or
quarter.
5? Uh-oh, here comes the Jaguars. Look at him go. Is that that is Fred? No, Fred Taylor.
That's Temple Tough right there. Rockwell Armstead, yeah. Yeah.
Let's watch it again now. Little dump off, little screen pass. Look at Minshew move around. Ran into his own lineman and then dumps it over the middle. And look at him go. No, that's Temple's own.
It is. That is him. Yep. I got freaking food poisoning yesterday morning.
Where?
I was down in Annapolis. I woke up, felt fine. All of a sudden, I'm like, oh boy. I was supposed to go on Josh's show yesterday. I had to cancel on him.
Wow. Did you go into that Chicks? There's that great breakfast place in Annapolis. Chicks and Ruth's, yeah. Great crab omelets, great crab. The crab omelets in Maryland, in Annapolis, at Chicken Roots are the best. Yeah, I don't like the Dungeness crabs. Oh, the Maryland Blue Claws are the best. The best. Yeah. Yeah, my son, my oldest son lives right near Kent Island, so that's right over the bridge from Annapolis. So he goes to Annapolis. Because my daughter-in-law is pregnant, so their doctor's in Annapolis. So they have to go from their place to Annapolis every week to get checked up. And the actual medical facility there, Pat Sajak and his wife have their name on the building down there at this medical facility in Annapolis. So Pat's from down there in the D.C. area, so he contributes a lot. He and his wife have contributed a lot of money to the medical facilities down there. When you have your own name on a medical building, that means you're a big-time donor.
Yeah. Great deals on everything from wiper blades to headlight bulbs. Plus, save on your next oil change with 5
Which one?
O'Reilly full synthetic motor oil and micro.
They're +1 now, yeah. You know why? Because T.Y. Hilton's not playing, and they're 0-5 without him. That's what the gamblers are looking at. Yeah, I had the Steelers. The Steelers are +1. See, the Colts. Actually, Colts were. That line's been going back and forth.
Tony.
But no T.Y. Hilton. That's huge.
Hey, Tony, do you need anything?
Yes. Hello?
Do you need anything?
No, we're going to get an egg and cheese.
Okay, but do you need anything to drink?
No, I got coffee.
Anybody else?
Like everybody got coffee, what they need?
Can I get a coffee?
Coffee?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
3
need 2
coffees?
coffees. 2.
Oh,
You need another one, Mike? No,
So
I have
2
one.
coffees.
2 coffees.
Okay.
Sorry.
Nick, you need a coffee?
Game jersey.
What's that?
Presented
Sandwich.
by
We
Martin
need
Law,
Luigi
the
to get
law
on
firm
that.
for injured workers.
I'll probably be out of here.
Sandwich. Food.
Relax. Yeah, you asking Luigi to get you food? When you're smiling.
I don't shine shoes anymore, Colin. I don't know if you do.
Then why is that shine box in your car, Luigi?
That's not a shine box. That's an Amazon Prime box.
Live at Toll Man Joe's. That was from 2 weeks ago when we had the Penn Sports String Band in here. Remember that? That was a lot of fun, man. Meanwhile, Mike Gill was down at his place looking out in the backyard. It's nice, man. It must be nice to have a nice big house with a big backyard and sit back.
I learned it from watching you.
I don't have a big house and a big. I have no backyard and no front yard, no lawn. I can't even yell, "Get off my lawn!"
Get off my stoop.
Get off my damn concrete. My steps.
That's city living.
Exactly.
Typically, I like to tour the area, so when I do my hit on this show, I'm in a different place that I can give that community. Ocean City. I was in Sea Isle. I was down in Collins' neck of the woods. We do the show every Friday in Cape May.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
Can't beat. We're on the beach still every Friday.
Every Friday in Cape May?
Yeah, man.
And the weather, after the rain last week, Saturday, yesterday was nice. Today is absolutely.
Saturday.
This is a picture-perfect football day, right?
This is it.
53 degrees. This is what football weather is supposed to be. Now, Colin, you played football at the college level, obviously in the NFL.
And the pro level.
And the pro.
Is it? There it is.
Yeah, no, I know he is. He's got his Bears jersey on. That's legit.
That's a fake.
Is that a game worn?
It is.
It is.
You wore that with the Bears?
Yeah, my
You
last
have any
game.
grass stains on it from Soldier Field on that baby?
I got laid out. The top left part of it is all full of paint or whatever.
Now, what are you willing to part with that? Because I'm sure there's a Bear fan who'll probably give you $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 for that jersey right now.
It's priceless. Sorry, brother. It's going nowhere.
He's got a lousy Walter Payton jersey on. He got a Colin Thompson here, right here. And the man who wore it, the great, Sweetness is no longer with us, one of the greats of all time.
Colin will even sign it for him.
Exactly.
In
That's
my mind,
double the price.
in my mind, it goes Butkus, Peyton, Thompson.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. No doubt
Tires
about
are
it.
getting pumped today.
Wow.
Don't forget about Doc.
And don't forget about Doc.
And don't
He's
forget
on
about
hold.
Dre, Tony.
Dre is out. You never forget about Dre. All right, meanwhile, let's get back to the business here. Or as someone once said, let's get it back to the Eagles. Now, John McMullen, you're heading over to the stadium shortly.
Doc is on hold.
Oh, Doc is on hold?
Yes.
Doc is on hold.
You mean Philly's biggest fan?
Yes.
I didn't know he was on hold. Why didn't you tell me?
I did 5 times.
Oh, I didn't hear you. I was too busy yelling for coffee and bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches. Let's bring on Philadelphia's favorite fan, the biggest fan in the city, a man who does so much in the community, the great Johnny Doc. Johnny, how are you today, man?
Good morning, guys. I was enjoying the show. You're good, Tony. I'm going to tell you. You're a lot of fun to listen to.
No, we had a great crowd today. The Eagles are back in town. The weather is absolutely picture perfect for football, and the fans are excited again. 4-4. You know, they got a Bear team that most people think they should be able to beat, despite the Bears' great defense. How are you feeling about this one today, John?
Yeah, it's a great day, great weather. I'll tell you what, tons of Black Eagle shirts out there. So I guess everybody got the memo on the blackout. I just seen about 6-8 shirts in a row walking down, a little too risky. I actually saw a Harold Carmichael throwback today. So people are out and about. Everybody feels good about it. I think we win a game. You know, I said this was the little stretch we needed to win 1 or 2 games going in, you know, to the bye week, and looks like we're going to do it.
Johnny Doc joining us. Now, John, you mentioned the Bears, and, you know, last week, if you watched that game, again, they were playing a San Diego team, still call them a Charger team that has been struggling. You know, they actually, the Chargers play better on the road than they do at home. They have 0 home field advantage, which you will see later on today. Of course, when the Packers go in there, into that little stadium in Carson, which is a soccer stadium. And so the Packers will be favored, and the crowd will be all Green Bay Packer fans.
Cheeseheads.
But here in Philly, there'll be a couple of Bears fans. You know, and people in this town, we get this bad rap that you can't come here as a fan. We got a gentleman in here with a Bears jersey on. People don't get, you know, people get a razzing, but they don't get.
It's not a rivalry per se.
No, I mean, the double doink thing, you know, does that hold anything? Jordan Howard, you know, playing against his former team, I'm sure he'll be jacked up today. No doubt about that, John.
No question. Johnny
Yeah,
Doc?
I just think, like I said, even the last year or two when the Bears were playing good football, it was all day. You know, so expect a low-scoring game, and I just think we got the better weapons. And it's a good time of the year right now. We need the Eagles to be in the playoff contention heading into the holidays. This town is jumping. You know, right down the street from where you guys are at, 4th and Shunk, you talk about grass. That was our football field growing up. It still is. We didn't have any grass on the field when we played football there. Okay, that place is jumping. If you go down there early this morning on your way to Toll Man Joe's, there's 50, 60 kids with a Nerf football out there playing. This is the time of the year. People want the Eagles in contention. They want to see us with a shot to win the East. They want, you know, it's a big deal, and it's a big game.
You're getting me psyched. I may have to go out in the parking lot and start throwing some passes across the middle to Colin Thompson. I can't move too well, though, because I still have my cushion thing. But I believe I can throw some tight spirals in some slant routes just to get in the mood today, get ready for football.
Well, Mahomes can't move either, and he won't play today, but he'll be back next week.
Exactly. You know who else is not going to be back today, and maybe ever again, is Joe Flacco. We'll talk about that later. But, John, I need a prediction on the game today from you.
27-12.
27-12.
I love it.
That's a good pool number right there. 27. Have you ever seen that on a block pool? Is 2 a good number to have on a block pool?
27-12.
27. I'm writing it down.
I'm telling you how they're getting there. You know?
Yeah, normally when you give it 12, you got to come up with how you got to 12.
Yeah.
Is that a safety?
You can't throw
4 field goals.
Well, that team's not kicking 4 field goals.
No.
We know that.
Is that a rouge? Do we get rouges now in the NFL like they do?
Missed extra points.
That is Pinheiro.
Yes. Or a safety, you know. You got the 10-0, you have 10 points up, and you get a safety.
What do you got, Johnny Doc?
I'll give you another number. 49-0 every week to prep.
Don't let me take you back to my senior year, 42-0 against the prep. So we don't want to go there.
49-0 every week. Temple back on Friday night. Penn State next week. We're ready to roll, buddy. It's a good time of the year.
Yeah, Temple.
Love it, Doc. Love it.
But I love the optimism.
The great Johnny Doc. Let's go to Luigi now, meanwhile, who has some folks in the crowd here. It's a great crowd today, John. Everybody's excited. It's just perfect.
Well, we had Philly's biggest fan. Now we have other fans here who have been qualifying all week long for this thing. I have a father and son duo, Dave and David. They're here. They're qualified for tickets to go to the game later on. So we're going to get their prediction because we got Johnny's prediction. And we got his prep prediction, which is 49-0 every single week. We all know that.
And the young Dave has an old-school Eagles Randall Cunningham number 12 jersey on today.
And David Senior over here he has an Eagles hat with a few signatures on it, though. I can't make out what it is. I think one's Nate Brown, and the other one may be who else?
Randall Cunningham, obviously.
Oh, okay.
Come on, man.
All right, now I'm going to get their predictions. All right, so we're gonna get the father first and then the son.
All right.
It comes in order.
How about the Holy Ghost? Is he coming in later?
Nowhere near Toll Man Joe's, my
it is
friend.
Sunday.
Nowhere
I
near
want to make
Toll
sure
Man
all
Joe's.
our Catholic listeners understand that I am Catholic, but just in name only.
All right,
Go
David.
ahead.
Eagles, Bears, your prediction.
Eagles 31, Bears 17.
31-17, high-scoring game.
Wow.
Here. And David?
I'm going to go Eagles 31, Bears 21.
Whoa, 31-21.
A lot of points.
A lot of points
That's a
scored
lot
here
of
for these
points.
Eagles. But they both got the 31 circle. So circle the 31, Tony. There's
31
something about
seems
that.
to be a popular number. All right, guys. Johnny, we'll see you soon, buddy. Take care.
He hung up.
Oh, he did. Out. Ouch.
Out. See,
He's got stuff to do. He's got people to take care of.
I understand.
Kraus,
that.
he's coached.
He's got to get the recliner all set and ready to go for
Exactly.
Tone, you know what you missed out on today from Philly's biggest fan, John Doherty?
What's that?
He had you set up today in the suite at the link, and you missed out. So he said he'll give you a rain check for another game. Whenever you want to go, you're set. If you've never been to the suite at the link where John Doherty hangs out in the stadium.
I've never been in that side. That's that crowd. I'm not invited into that.
That's
crowd.
rarefied air.
I'm just a lowly punk from South Philly. I'm just a South Philly guy.
So is Doc.
I know he is too, but he's a little higher on the food chain than I am right now. Well, Luigi's out there now. Are you getting the egg sandwich? We need how many sandwiches? Because John McMullen.
I've put the order in, Tony.
How many?
Four. But
Four
there's a
egg
lot
and
of people here, and there's a lot of sandwiches to
How
be
many?
made. And again, they're not just going to bump these people out of the way. So you
No,
get your
I'm not
sandwiches
asking
first,
for
Tony.
people.
I'm just
Those
saying.
people have been getting served for an hour.
Don't stir the pot over there.
I'm not stirring the pot. I'm just giving you the truth. As
I'm
everyone
not
else,
saying
you
that
know?
those people matter more than we do, but we got to eat too.
Of course.
You know, we're slaving over a hot microphones over here.
Well, they're back there slaying pigs right now, Tony. They're getting more bacon right now.
He's going to turn into Jason Kelsey by the end. They didn't feed us. They didn't give us coffee.
If I don't eat breakfast, I'm pissed off.
So we're still qualifying for people. Now, are you going to come on the trip on December 15th on the bus? So how many people, Joe Kraus, on the bus trip to Washington, D.C. on December 15th from Toll Man Joe's down to that dump of a stadium, FedEx Field, down in Landover?
That's the way to sell it.
It doesn't matter. It's about the bus
It's
trip.
about the trip.
It's about the trip.
Stadium is not the best stadium.
It is a terrible stadium. Are you going to tell me that RFK, well, not RFK, the FedEx Field is a nice facility?
I've never been.
What's the matter with you, man? How could you have never been there playing at Florida and at Temple? They never played down there?
No. We played at the link, baby.
I know it was a home game. I'm saying visiting games.
Never.
Ridiculous, man.
What do we got, Joe Kraus?
54 passenger bus rolling down 95 on the 15th.
Now, this
of
isn't a
December.
mega or a Bolt bus, right?
This is not a mega bus or a Bolt bus. This
Well,
is a 50
there has to be Wi-Fi on it, or else nobody's going to go.
There'll be Wi-Fi, all kind of all for the fans. So we've got 54 passenger, Tony, and then we've got the Countdown to Kickoff Bruno show.
Live from the bus.
Live from the bus.
Really?
Rolling down in front
We haven't
of the,
tested that yet.
Yeah, I think Mike is.
I've got it.
We got the technology.
I've got it covered. The Countdown to Kickoff show rolling down in front of the bus in a luxury limo van. All Wi-Fi'd up so you can do the broadcast.
Oh, man.
Luigi is on the bus. He's one of the 54.
I'm driving the bus. Baby. I'm driving the bus.
All right, so
Luigi will make sure the restrooms
Are we
are
packing
clean.
a cooler?
Exactly.
Are we packing a cooler?
Absolutely.
So that's going to be a good trip down
Tailgate?
95.
We're going to have beverages, food.
Can I fly up from the XFL deal in Tampa for the trip?
December 15th, you're going to be down there.
It's my birthday.
December 15th. Oh, you got to be on the birthday bus then.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right.
It's going to be awesome.
Whole different kind of bus happening later on.
And Tone, we will depart from right here
At Toll Man Joe's on the bus on December 15th. How about that, man?
Breakfast sandwiches to
The
go.
whole bit, man. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. Are we going to break right now? Because I can't hear Josh back in the studio. Not Josh. It's Colin today. Or Hunter. Hunter's back there.
Yeah, we're going to break.
Pool pond.
How soon I forget. I just saw him last Monday night, and I already forgot about Hunter. Hunter Brody in the studio. We're countdown to kickoff. We're coming back, and over an hour to go. Live at Toll Man Joe's. Breakfast, free parking, trip over to the stadium. Absolutely free, but you must be present to win. Live on 97.3 ESPN, twitch.tv, BrunoNation Live.
Hour number 1 of the Eagles Game Day Countdown to Kickoff show is fueled by Dunkin'. After the Eagles win, you win with Dunkin'.
Hey.
AJ in San Antonio
I
says,
hear
is it a short
soft
yellow
little
bus
voice
that
in my
Luigi's
ear.
driving?
Exactly right.
Okay, you can't hear my voice?
I do, but it was like,
Oh, okay.
I was like, it just was like,
I just was trying to see.
Bang bus reference.
This is for
I
all of our
don't
Twitch.
catch
So for those of you who are on the panel, just remember that whatever you say during the breaks, everybody
I look
nationally
at you,
can
I look
hear.
at you, Tone. You
we
looked
are
at me and I
still
was like,
live.
can we go bang bus right now?
I did that the other night.
oh.
People, the camera's right there.
I like this.
So
91 Sixers says, I loved Hunter Brody and the pianist. Was that the guy's name? No, that wasn't Hunter Brody.
I don't think so.
Hunter, who was the guy in the pianist? It wasn't Hunter Brody. It was the guy's name was Brody, but it wasn't Hunter Brody. Adrian Brody, the actor. He's a weird-looking dude, Adrian Brody, too.
Yeah, he's got a big nose.
He's a great actor.
Great actor.
Adrian
Great
Brody, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see what happened in the Breeders' Cup yesterday? In the last race, a horse dies on the
I
track.
don't like that.
Was it like a heart attack or something?
No, the horse broke down right on the track and died.
So it was like a heart attack or something.
I don't know what the cause
was.
Yesterday was.
There he is, Andre Johnson. Maybe he had a heart attack, the horse.
Did you see what happened last night with the boxing match? They were holding off the boxing match. They made everybody sit and wait until the UFC fight ended.
Oh,
and
really?
They showed the UFC fight in the arena because people were so mad.
Right.
First half of his career,
They made him wait for over an hour.
But he lights it up, though. Job, Gates,
Case Keenum.
Osweiler.
Yeah.
Case
Who's
Keenum,
playing
Osweiler.
quarterback today for the Redskins?
Matt
It's
Schaub,
Haskins,
did you
right?
say?
It's not Case Keenum?
No, I think it's Haskins.
Yes.
Osweiler.
Hunter wants you. Tony, Hunter wants you.
I can't hear you, Hunter. Go ahead, man. Yeah, I hear you.
gotcha.
Steve Merrill from what's the name of the company?
Covers.com.
No, not Covers.
Joe.
ProSportsInfo.com.
And through our partnership
I can't hear you.
ProSportsInfo.com.
Correct, Tony. Yes, you are correct.
Okay, ProSportsInfo.com.
Call 6
1 minute to go.
Yeah.
We have a lot of active people on Twitch, and we want to thank you on there.
Trey Burton's headed down here.
He
on
is?
Yes.
On
He's headed down here.
Offensive.
Oh, I thought you said he's heading down here.
No, he's playing. That'd be great.
Is he active? I know he's been hurt.
Oh, he's
been
back.
hurt
Yeah, he's
so
back.
much, man.
Oh, D. Conrad Vegas.
He's got that groin. He had a hernia, sports hernia.
Says that the horse that broke.
I love Trey. What a great
broke
guy.
his back leg, and they had to euthanize him.
Yeah. That's like 37 horses that have died at Santa Anita in a year.
There is something wrong with that track. There's no doubt about it.
Well, they haven't been dying on the track, most of them. They've been dying in the.
But there's
during train.
all sorts of things that are going
They
on.
run. They
there.
run races there every day, Robin. Horses
know,
sometimes
but
break legs.
Yes,
Unfortunately.
they do. But there's an abnormally large amount that's happening at Santa Anita track. There's something wrong.
Not with the actual track surface. That's the difference. You have to remember. It's not about track surfaces deaths.
I'm not saying that.
Okay.
I'm just saying that there's something.
There's something wrong there, not
Yes.
on the track.
The law firm for injured workers.
What you gonna bring to the table tonight? Give it to me, and I'm gonna give it to you. They don't understand the hunger we talking about doggone fellas. It ain't no doggone tomorrow, fellas. We gonna show up today, or we gonna show out. Or you gonna bust somebody in their mouth? All out, all in. 1, 2, 3, all in.
You live.
We said before the game we wanted
Love
to
the
perform.
old speeches, pre-game warm-up sessions. Although you can't go out and hit somebody in the mouth today anymore. You can't even come close to hitting somebody in the mouth.
No, did you
Remember
hear that
Beat
this
Dog
morning?
would say that? Beat Dog was all over. Yeah, you got to go ready to hit somebody in the mouth today.
That was Howard Carmichael this morning, the mystery guest.
I
who
know.
said that.
I know number 17.
He said, we used to talk trash back in the day. We just didn't get a flag for it.
Exactly. I have a Harold Carmichael throwback, the number 17, the white and green. I wore that to Green Bay on the field. The last time I was in Green Bay, I was on the field with the Packers and the Eagles, and Harold Carmichael and I were standing next to each other, and I was wearing my number 17 jersey.
And you're both 6'8", so nobody could tell the difference.
Don't forget about Steve. We have the hard break.
Yeah, let's go to a man who's waiting online right now. Steve Merrill from ProSportsInfo.com. He joins us right now. He's crunching all the numbers. He's getting everything in place. Steve, good morning. A lot of action today. We got one game underway. It's only 9-3, approaching halftime. I think it just got to the half out in London. Texans leading. Here in Philly, though, big game. And, the last couple of weeks we've been talking about how important games were for the Eagles in must-win games. This is a must-win game for the Bears today because their season could be shot at 3-5 if they lose today. How much does that come into play as everybody's hyping up the Eagles, certainly, because they're 4.5, 5-point favorites?
Yeah, we talked about it last week. The Eagles kind of had their backs against the wall after that Dallas loss, and they obviously responded with a solid 31-13 win at Buffalo. On the surface, they're playing much better football now than the Bears. In fact, Chicago enters this game not only off of 3 straight losses, but all 3 have been outright as a favorite. So just been a huge money burner recently for bettors. Last week actually was a very misleading loss, though, to the Chargers. They had over a 150-yard advantage in that game, yet lost 17-16 as a 3-point home favorite. So I think because of that, we maybe get a little bit of line value now with Chicago, but it's tough to trust this offense. Really have struggled to move the ball this year. They're averaging just 18 points a game. So this is one of the few times we can say all season the Eagles have a legitimate offensive advantage. I think both teams are pretty good defensively. I think the Bears are the better defensive team, though, as an underdog. One thing that's interesting also that I'll point out, this is the first time all season that Chicago's been an underdog. They've been a favorite in every game, and the Minnesota home game was a pick-em. So they have not been a plus underdog in any game until now. So even though it's hard to make an argument for them offensively, I think there is some line value. And this line opened 3, and it's gone all the way up now to 4.5, 5 this week. So it has become a bit inflated.
Yeah, but the gamblers, on looking at the latest movement, 69% of the money with the spread is on the Eagles, 64% of the money with the money line on the Eagles. So obviously the Eagles winning this game, and a lot of people are favoring them not only to win but to cover the 4.5 or 5. I don't know, 5 may be a little rich because the Eagles, they're not good as far as covering at home. When you look at their results, they're not a great, no doubt about it, they're going to win and romp at home team going back to last year.
And this is also what I call a role reversal game. Not only is Philly coming off the upset win at Buffalo as a 1-point dog, but they've been an underdog in each of their last 3 games. Now they're a favorite. Chicago, as I mentioned, have been favored in their last 3 games, and now they're an underdog. So I think that's another reason you can make an assumption that this line is probably a little bit inflated.
So you're not saying that you think the Eagles are going to win this game? I mean, what's your feeling on this? Will they win and cover the number, or is this one of those, I don't know, I may have to take the underdog here?
Yeah, I've got 4 best bets for my clients today. This is not one of the games we're using, so let's put it that way. If I had to play it, I would actually lean towards Chicago. I just think the line is inflated. I think that line of 3, maybe 4 was more accurate. I think now that it's up to 5, it's become a bit overvalued.
As we say, the sharps are all on the Eagles, I guess, or are the squares all on the Eagles? I can't keep track of who would be on the Eagles with that money line and with the spread and the money on the straight-up situation. But it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I don't think there's necessarily a lot of sharp money on this game at all, but I do agree the public is probably back in Philly, and that's why the line's gone higher.
Steve, you got another game for us today that you were willing to give us here from ProSportsInfo.com?
Yeah, a lot of interesting games on the board here. You look at some of these later games. I think that Cleveland-Denver game is going to be interesting. The Browns have been vastly overrated all season. I said it when the year began, when they were 12-1, the Super Bowl was a total joke. Kind of a do-or-die game for them, though. Denver really struggled offensively. The Broncos have scored 16 or less in 6 of their 8 games, and now they got quarterback issues. If Cleveland's going to save their season, it'd be today. That 4 is a pretty big number. But I think that's an interesting game to watch and try to take something away from, because if the Browns don't show up today, I'd be very careful with them the rest of the way.
Hey, Steve, what do you think about this Colts-Steelers game? Steelers are now getting a point. What are your thoughts on that? Actually, I think it's flipped now. The Steelers are giving a point.
Yeah, I was going to say there's actually been some late money this morning on Pittsburgh. They're actually a -1 favorite now in some locations. I don't think it's a great setup for Indianapolis, but I'm not sure I'm ready to trust the Steelers. I feel like they're playing on borrowed time with all these backup quarterbacks this year. They're coming off back-to-back wins against the Chargers and the Dolphins. But the Colts are a real step up in class here. This is an Indianapolis team that went 10-1 down the stretch last year, and they've quietly gone 5-1 straight up in their last 6 games this season.
And no T.Y. Hilton, and the stat is 0-5. The Indianapolis Colts when T.Y. Hilton doesn't play. So Pittsburgh's at home. I agree. That's why I bet against them on the Monday night game, or Thursday night when they played. Was it Monday? I don't even remember now. Monday night. They were 14-point dogs or favorites, and they didn't cover because of a late backdoor. But I agree with you on the Steelers. I don't know. They haven't shown me enough yet against a bad team to be favorite against anybody right now. But they are at home, and no T.Y. Hilton. So that's one of those games I wouldn't touch it. I would not touch that game, but hey, that's why it's called gambling. Steve Merrill, you can get his info at ProSportsInfo.com. Steve, thanks for the time, man. Appreciate you popping on again.
Thanks, Tony. Appreciate it.
There is Steve Merrill. So I agree with it. Do you know who the quarterback for the Denver Broncos is today? And John McMullen, I said it earlier. We talk about who's that guy? Joe Flacco obviously has played his last game of the season for the Denver Broncos. He may have played his last game for his career. obviously because he's on the downside. Is he ever going to come back? Is he going to stay there?
There's always a dearth of quarterbacks in this league. I think if he wants to play, he can certainly continue to play. But if you go all the way back to that ACL injury after the Super Bowl wins, never really been the same player.
Exactly. And you know who the quarterback is for the – that's a good trivia question.
Brandon Allen.
30 seconds.
Brandon Allen.
Arkansas, baby.
Arkansas quarterback Brandon Allen will be barking the signals up there at Mile High Stadium for the
20
Denver
seconds.
Broncos today. Wow, wow, wow.
It's not John Elway.
Not John Elway, no.
Oh, wow, 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 wow.
15 seconds.
Sack.
You get a sack.
And you get a sack, and then you get a sack.
And you're getting a sandwich
10.
when we come back.
Oh,
Is it
the
on their way?
sandwiches
How
are
about
coming.
that?
We got another hour.
7,
Live
6,
here at Toll Man
5,
Joe's. We're giving away tickets to
4,
the game. Stick
3,
around.
2, 1.
This is the radio home for Philadelphia Eagles football. Today, the Eagles are back at the rink hosting the
I want to thank everybody for joining us on all of the different platforms, but mostly on Twitch TV, BrunoNation Live, the only place that is streaming to you during the chat, during the breaks, and where you can join the conversation. And yes, Don Collins is correct that, or Collins21, if you can share the show on all of your platforms, that is huge for us. And it really, 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 really helps the show, because the more people that are watching, the more our sponsors are happy and interested in spending money on the show and picking it up and putting it on elsewhere. So, Stranger Over 38, thank you so much. It's a good thing to remind him every now and then. He's not paying attention right now, so it's okay. Change it to the wide shot. So yeah, no, this is a great crowd down here. If you're in the Delaware Valley, we still have another hour. You can come on down here, and they have a free shuttle to the game. It is a fantastic location. There's free parking down here. It's Toll Man Joe's is like a little hidden gem. All these people go elsewhere, and then they have to pay up the wazoo to park.
$50 to park.
I know. It's crazy.
No, at the stadium. Yeah, exactly.
Mike, tell Mike to put his headset on so people can hear him talking.
You just put your headset because the people on Twitch are watching us.
What is?
Yeah.
I don't understand what you want me to do.
I do the play-by-play for the UFC.
Oh, you're leaving?
Fight Pass.
Okay.
It's me and
yeah,
CM
you have to get
Punk.
there.
Oh, really?
All right.
Oh, you did it last night?
No, we do like the regional brand
Down
for
in
them.
Atlantic City?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when they come, like I do them at Parks and Hard Rock. But I told John I have floor seats for the WWE SmackDowns in Philly in 2 weeks.
Oh, is it really?
He's a big W. He used to write for WWE.
I know.
So
He's
I
a
can't
closet
go.
WWE fan.
Oh,
though.
he tweets about it a lot.
No, I know, but he doesn't make a big deal about it. The Schweimer, he's still here, ladies and gentlemen.
That jersey's looking a little young there, Schweimer. The Schweimer's
Okay, Luigi.
one of a kind.
You make a better door than a window.
That's okay.
Oh, boy, you're
No.
in front of the camera.
You're in front of the camera.
You're blocking the shot.
25 people talking to you.
Hello?
I got to get
Usually
this
it's Joe.
inactive
Okay,
story going
and then
here.
Joe gets it done.
Hello.
AJ Marcus, do they have lumpia and balut? No, this is not a Filipino place, although it is one of my favorites.
What's the top fare here?
The top fare here?
The wings.
They're wings.
Where
They
wings
have,
were created.
They have a garlic and Parmesan a rub. It's not messy. It's dry rub, and it's awesome. Really, really good. They have a couple different
All right, so how many
flavors.
pairs of tickets are we giving away here? 5 pairs of tickets.
We got 5 pairs.
Not
So
4.
10 people total. 5 pairs for the party bus. Collins 21. I have tape.
How about Jason Martinez?
Talked to him yesterday.
Talk to him.
Play action reel. I did the rub this morning. It's not that kind of rub.
Good to
Play
see ya.
action reel. Ha!
Oh, we can hear you.
You might
really
need another
loud
X there,
because Nick's
Slimer.
got the music up
Yeah.
so loud I can't hear anything.
Tony.
Yes.
Looks
Tony.
good.
Tony, can you hear me, Tony?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, I
The
got
locker room.
I got a lady back here who qualified, drove all the way up
With
from
the
the shore.
Schleimer.
Okay, cool.
I know, it's the same problem I have.
Yeah. We're good.
No, you're not allowed in Philly, Pennsylvania. Luigi will do it for you.
Oh, we're going to do
What's
sandwiches?
that? What will I do?
Luigi will do it for you.
Do what?
Put the bet in for him.
Oh, yeah, sure, no problem. You got cash on you?
Yeah, Luigi's the go-to guy.
It's Eagles game day and time for the Countdown to Kickoff show
E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
with Mr. Philadelphia, Tony Bruno.
All right, listen to the crowd. Yeah, they've been waiting to see this.
Live on 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app.
Goes to Peterson. He is stacked up for a loss.
From Tolman Joe's, 26 East Oregon Avenue in the heart of South Philly. Presented by IBEW Local 98. Powered by Martin Law and fueled by the Philadelphia Federal Credit Union.
He is hit. He stumbles. He's down. And the Eagles take over.
Now, it's Eagles game day and time for the Countdown to Kickoff show with Tony Bruno.
Come on, Luigi, get them singing down there, brother.
Tony, sorry, Tony. I'm over here. I'm always telling Tony. Joe, they're over here. They're chowing down these bacon, egg, and cheese, and they can't make them fast enough.
Oh, man. I just had a bite of mine.
This thing looks tremendous.
There's a lot of bacon. There's like 4 slices of bacon
It's
in there.
it has so much bacon. It's like a Chick-fil-A sandwich.
It's
like
phenomenal. This is great.
It's good stuff right there.
And we got French fries and ketchup.
Just got a text too, Tony, just so everybody here at Tolman Joe's is aware. The trolley has departed, so the trolley will begin to make its way over the Tolman Joe's. I've got a spot right out front. I'll back that trolley right out front of Tolman Joe's, and then
that thing up.
And
Back that thing up.
And then we select the winners. And anybody here who's going to the game, jump on the trolley. They'll take you right to the door of the link, and then they'll pick you up and bring you back after the game.
Where are you getting that kind of service? Where? Nowhere.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Even if you don't win the tickets and you had tickets and you're listening to us driving up here going to the game, you might as well stop here and get the ride over.
Billy Schweim is going to the game today. He's in-house. I told him, get on the trolley.
There he is.
Get on the
Well,
trolley.
it's interesting.
Get on the trolley and
I'm
go.
looking out in the crowd, and I see a couple familiar faces from the people, but a buddy of mine, he's all the way in the back, way down there, a guy I used to coach baseball with. There he is, Joe. Way down there.
Wait, Luigi's down there.
Joe's
Let's get
a
Luigi with
Joe's
Joe.
a Ventnor
I'm all the way
fireman.
back here.
He's all the way down there. Joe's a Ventnor firefighter, great guy, all the way in the back. It's good to see a lot of people make the trip from from down the shore, come up here to see you, Tony.
Well, they didn't come here to see me.
To see Tony Bruno. There he is.
What's up, Mike?
I'm all good, brother.
Great crowd. We're live at Tolman Joe's at Front in Oregon. Come on by, free to park. Now, you go to the games, you know it. Every Sunday when the Eagles play, $50 just to park. And what are you getting for the $50? A hassle. You got to sit in lines and everything else. You come down here, have a little breakfast, have a couple of cocktails in comfort. It's going to start getting colder. So this is our every Sunday location.
The best.
And not just that, we give away great stuff.
Great stuff, Tom.
We're going to give away how many pairs of tickets, Joe Krause, at the end of the hour so that people can go right over to the stadium, the people who are here and qualified for a chance to go to this game today?
For all of the qualifiers who are in the house, 5 pairs of tickets to get into the Eagles-Bears game today. So 5.
Get in. It sounds like once you're in, you can fist fight for your own seat.
No, you get a seat. You always get a seat. 5 pairs, not 5 individual winners.
So that would be 10.
That's 10 tickets, 5 pairs of tickets.
Well, Joe, I got 2 people. I got somebody back here who would love to be a winner of those tickets because they've qualified. And speaking of driving, Mike, you might know these folks as well because they drove all the way from the shore as qualifiers to try to get tickets. I have Dara here. Now, what part of the shore are you from?
Right outside Ocean City, Marmora.
Marmora.
I think Colin needs a ride down there later
That's
on.
right.
Maybe he can get you a ride. Now, She said she really. How much do you really want to win these tickets?
You never ask a woman that. Come on.
I can't even
Tony,
see
that's
Luigi.
exactly what you ask women. How much do you really want what I'm about to sell you? All right, that's what it is. Now, I just need a final score prediction before we even give you a chance to win these tickets.
I'm saying 24-10.
24-10.
Okay.
It's not for the Bears.
The Bears guy said 24-10 Bears.
Bears.
I got to get out of the back over there. It's dangerous back there, Tony. I got to get out of there.
So we're going to do that this hour. So everybody here, you must be present to win.
Must be present to
By the way,
win.
I really
always.
enjoy this stall tactic that Bruno can continue to eat his sandwich.
Hey, it's a trick. I've learned this.
This is a fantastic ruse here. Like, you're going over here, and then he's just chowing away.
You think I'm going to let this sandwich get cold here? This is phenomenal,
Tony,
man.
Mike Gill's waiting for the commercial break to eat that
I'm trying to
sandwich.
learn from the best here. I got to know. All right, Luigi, let me ask you a question.
Tony eating on air is a tradition unlike any other. All right,
Exactly. I don't know how I don't have my own show on the Food Network. All these other people eat on the air, and then when I take a bite of a sandwich, they go crazy. You ever see diners, drive-ins, and dives? That's all the guy does is eat.
Let the man live, all right?
I don't have his hair or his sunglasses on the back of my head, but geez. Now, we are getting closer by the minute. And the big, what's the name of the bus again now, Joe Kraus?
The trolley, the Philadelphia trolley.
Philadelphia trolley. How many people can fit on each ride, you know?
32.
So 32 people, you get on the bus, and they'll take you right to the stadium.
Take you right to the Lincoln. And here's the important detail. The trolley will be positioned in front of the link prior to the end of the game.
Right.
So as people depart the stadium, your ride back to Tollman Joe's
Well, your
is
car is sitting
already
here
there.
safe. You don't have to worry about getting in that line of 10,000 people just trying to get out of the lots. You get right out of there. You come right back here. Boom. It doesn't get any better than that, does it?
Working on a police escort, too, to get that trolley back to
Oh,
Tollman
I love the
Joe's
police
on the
escorts.
way. Now, we don't have that confirmed.
Now, how
but
many?
we are
How
trying
many?
to work
Will
that
it be
out.
a horse? Well, it can't be horses. They're too slow.
Too slow.
We need motorcycles.
We need motorcycle.
We need about 15.
Procession to bring them back.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Can you get me one for my ride home, too?
I can't, but Philly's biggest fan can.
Oh, of course.
I got real quick.
We have breaking news?
Okay.
Just say it's breaking. What's the matter with you?
Just
Don't you
for
understand how
the
breaking?
soul of the soundboard here. We got some news. I don't want to say breaking, but it's
Is it old news?
No, it's our buddy Scott Grayson. Deshaun Jackson is on the field. He's warming up.
That's breaking
Wow.
news.
Wow.
I got a round of applause for that.
Well, because that's happening right now. That's why it's called breaking news. It didn't happen yesterday.
It was 4 minutes ago. I don't know if that's breaking.
That's breaking. The guy's on the
people-
field in warm-ups. Hello.
The people want to see D-Jack, huh?
That is from our own Scott Grayson, that Jackson is on the field. Now, that doesn't mean he's necessarily just
But he's
trying
dressed.
it
Does he
out.
have his full pads and uniform on, or
I'll
is he
text
just?
him.
Yeah, I need to know.
Can I get a picture of Scott Grayson? Does it work like that? Can I just answer the tweet?
Yeah, do it live.
Here
We'll
we
do
go.
it live on the show. That's what we do. That's why we're live here.
Yeah,
You're looking live.
McMullen's still sitting in traffic getting over there.
We're not
That's
giving
why
you-
he can't get me the information.
We're not giving you yesterday's news,
No.
what happened at the walkthrough.
No.
We're giving you what happened a couple of minutes
So,
ago.
but don't you find it interesting? Like, he might play, Jernigan, but Darren Sproles he's not even on the injury list. He's like definitively going to play. Now, I don't know if he's going to be inactive or not, but
What
does
happened
that
to
mean
Boston
for
Scott?
Sanders?
We'll get the actives and inactives
Yeah.
because Boston Scott, remember he played well last week, then fumbled the ball in the kickoff return. So Darren Sproles, I'm assuming if he's playing, Colin Thompson, he's going to return punts today, you would think,
Yeah,
right?
I would think so. You have to use him in some portion. I think Miles Sanders has carved out a big enough role in the receiving game as the receiving running back, and Jordan's done a little bit of it too. But no, I just think that if you're going to make him active, Darren's got to be useful. And when he's useful is in the kickoff return, maybe, probably not, but punt return game, maybe a screen. I still think he's got value in just the fact that Darren Sproles is on the field. As a linebacker, you have to be worrisome knowing that if he catches the ball in one cut, it can go for 6, similar to Miles Sanders, but Darren's obviously done it for a while now, Hall of Fame type numbers. So I think Darren's great in the decoy sense. So is Miles Sanders. So look for, again, Matt Nagy, Doug Peterson, they're all from
the Andy Reid coaching tree. Yes.
They run the same offenses. Trey Burton used to sit in our meetings in Chicago and just not even have a notebook out because he knows the offense. He knows the terminology. Coach Nagy would say, hey, Trey, how'd you guys do this in Philly? Oh, yeah, we did it the same way in Kansas City. So these teams know each other. look for Nagy today to do a lot of gadget plays to get the offense going. Look for short passes to get the offense going. I think they averaged, just 5 yards a completion, which is worse,
I'm looking at it. Yards
worse
pass,
than the NFL.
So if you look at the numbers, I mean, the Eagles are averaging 25.3 points per game, but they're giving up 24.9, and that's based over the season because they've had some bad lopsided losses. But the Bears are only averaging 18.3 points a game and 17 points allowed. So they're very similar as far as, they score one more point than they give up on average over the season. But here's the other thing that's really interesting. The Bears only are averaging 83 yards rushing. Now, David Montgomery, who's their leading rusher, 98 carries, 366 yards, and 3 touchdowns, but he had 135 of those 366 last week, and they lost the game. And so when you look at this and you talk about Nagy likes to run the football, he's got to run the football against an Eagle defense that doesn't allow teams to run against them.
He doesn't like to run. He really doesn't like to run the football, to be honest with you. He's very similar to Doug Peterson.
He likes to throw.
Two
yes, but
minutes.
he knows you have to run, and he knows his quarterback has not exactly been lighting it up through the air.
They will try to take these short passes that are given. They have some weapons. This is a pretty loaded team. I've said it before. The most, at least the top 5 roster in the NFL. When you go player for player, this is a build team if you really had to build one, especially defensively.
Oh, absolutely. Defense, yes.
Just to go through it quickly, Eddie Goldman, he's on a second contract, second-round pick. Bilal Nichols, actually a Delaware kid. Khalil Mack, obviously. Roy Robertson Harris from UTEP, undrafted, a freak of nature I went against every day in practice. Number 95, you'll see him today. Danny Trevathan was a part of the Broncos when they won the Super Bowl as a linebacker with Peyton Manning there. A great player, leads the team in tackles. Roquan Smith, top 5 pick from Georgia 2 years back. Leonard Floyd, first-round pick. Kyle Fuller, first-round pick. HaHa Clinton Dix, first-round pick. Eddie Jackson, a 4th-round pick,
he didn't play in the playoff game last year. Remember that?
And
Jackson.
Eddie was an All-Pro last year.
Yeah,
very
very
good.
good.
Prince Amukamara, who was a part of the Giants when they won their first Super Bowl with Eli. So he's a first-round pick. So they are loaded with draft capital on defense. The Birds loaded with draft capital on offense. So it's a stalemate type of game. We'll see who breaks.
No Akeem Hicks, though. That's big.
Huge.
You
Him
mentioned
and
a lot
Kyle
of
Long.
guys. You mentioned a lot of guys, and one guy you omitted because he's hurt. And
No,
that's
he's on
a big
IR.
loss for them.
Him and Kyle Long's another one. Kyle Long's on IR. Him and Akeem are 2 best players when it comes to the trenches, offensive, defensive side. Akeem Hicks is the best player that no one talks about in the NFL.
I totally agree with you. And to me, the X factor is at the quarterback position, and Carson Wentz is heads and tails better than Mitch Trubisky can ever hope to be.
100 right now, yes. And this game is all about coaching today, I believe, because they know each other so well. Who can out-gadget the other to get their quarterback comfortable early and often? Because both defenses create obstacles for both quarterbacks.
All right, we're coming back. Much more still ahead. We got the ticket giveaway here. People are still siphoning in. Come on in, get on the bus, go to the stadium. If you have tickets, if you don't, you could win. You have to be qualified to win, though. You're just not going to walk in here and win tickets.
And you must be present.
And you must be present to win. And now I get a chance to finally eat this delicious.
Me too.
Beautiful.
You mean finally eat it? You mean eat the rest of it?
No, and I've had 2 bites of the steak.
Mike Gill's over there salivating for the past 15 minutes.
We're going to a break. We're coming back. We're live at Toll Man Joe's in South Philadelphia, about a half a mile from the stadium, but a $50 parking fee away from being close enough that you can say, I could take that $50 and do a lot more with it than sit in
Buy
a
a lot of
parking
those
lot.
sandwiches.
You're damn right. Live at Toll Man Joe's on 97.3 ESPN and on Twitch.tv, BrunoNation Live.
Hour number 2 of the Eagles Game Day Countdown to Kickoff show is sponsored by the Philadelphia Federal Credit Union.
Robin, when did they get here?
They got here just a little bit ago, and I put them over here. They're getting some drinks and some fries. It's coming.
Are you awake?
Barely.
Did you guys eat?
I don't think these sandwiches are big enough, Mike. Oh. I already asked him, Tony. Play action real. Oh, show grazing. I like that. That is exactly what Tony. He grazes. Whenever he has food, he like grazes in between. Hold on, let me ask. Tony was actually playing The Bears Still Suck just recently. I wonder if he downloaded it.
Let me ask. No, I downloaded it, but I'm not going to play it. Say that the Bears lose it tomorrow night.
Okay. He's going to play if the Bears lose.
Yeah, okay. Tony has taken his headset off so that he can fully eat without compromising his mic. But
I need a little something.
You must not be listening, Dave.
Scrapple Joe, park at Tolman Joe's, watch the show, Uber to the game, save at least $25. No, it's more like $50, Scrapple Joe, because that's how much they're charging to park right now. It's crazy.
I'm over there at the park. Joe's got me wanting to do like, I got to try to explain it a little bit. I'm taking action.
I want to see that terrible video, the Bears Super Bowl Shuffle. Oh, if it's horrible, I can't. I actually don't have the capabilities here on remote to play additional videos like I do when we're at the home studio, because I don't have another computer, actually. I have, Luigi has needed his computer back permanently now, so I am in search of a computer. Oh, another thing I am in search of. Anybody that is listening, if you have a old video camera that you are no longer using because you just take all your videos and camera on your phone, as long as it has an HDMI out, send it to me, because I've been told that those video cameras are fantastic for using as live video cams during the show. Much better than webcams, and they're sturdier too. And I can zoom in and out and do all sorts of stuff with them. So yes, if you have a video camera with an HDMI out and it's digital, like it uses SD cards, or send it to moi. Yes, Tony.
Can you ask the girls if they want a sandwich?
I already did.
Did you order them?
Yes.
Okay.
Clarky Bob, yes, Tony is looking good. He's actually feeling, today's the first day that he's been feeling somewhat normal. He still hurts a little bit, but he's actually feeling much better than.
Countdown to kickoff show. Get to Tolman Joe's and register for your authentic Tony Bruno Eagles game jersey. Presented by Martin Law, the law firm for injured workers.
Wentz looking that way. Instead, they'll come up to the near side. Aguilar makes the catch. Racing end zone, diving! Touchdown!
You wanted me to bring us back?
Yeah, just so I can finish my last
All right.
bite of
Well,
this.
I will say, I had a Deshaun Jackson sighting. Did anybody see him just go out the door over there?
Deshaun Jackson's in the house?
That guy with the Deshaun Jackson jersey, he just walked outside, so it doesn't look like he's ready to go.
No, he was moving pretty well.
Yeah,
I don't know if he can go
He came
80
to get
yards.
the egg and bacon and egg sandwich. He's going back to the link.
Wow. You know, I'm not one for hyperbole, Mike Gill. That may be the greatest bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich I've ever had.
Wow, that's rarefied air.
How great are these bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches in here?
I got to be honest, this thing is pretty damn good, man.
I mean, there's
the
like
bacon is crispy.
There's like 4 slices of bacon on there.
Oh.
No, it's not. They're not going cheap on it.
No, this is the real deal.
The whole pig, Tone, from the rooter to the tutor. The whole pig.
The whole thing, man.
A lot of times, though, you get the bacon that's not really crisp, man. This is a
And
crispy
and
piece
they
of
are
bacon.
cranking it in the kitchen. I mean, they are working their butts off.
They're coming out with trays of them.
See, I have bad depth perception. I can't tell how because the lights come in, so it's pretty deep all the way.
Mike.
Like all those people have sandwiches.
You're kind of concerning me because you're driving me back to the Atlantic City area and you have bad depth perception. Do I need to drive your car back so we get back
You
safely?
benefit from that.
Just
believe
bring
me.
your own Easy Pass, though, Kyle.
Wait a minute.
We
got 99 Lux
It's going to
balloons
take us.
coming
It's
in.
going to take us 3 hours to get back to AC because we're paying every Easy Pass.
Yeah, you're going all the back roads.
Every toll. Excuse me.
How do you not have Easy Pass, man? I don't want to get into
He
that.
doesn't want to tell the story right
should've
now.
I mean, I will, but it's going to take a while, and there's a lot of this and that. I'll tell you when we're done.
We got balloons showing up. We got balloons showing up out of
I know.
nowhere.
There must be a party or something upstairs.
Do they know it's an Eagles game today? Yeah, I guess you can watch it here. Of course you can watch it.
Yeah,
Tolman
that's
Joe.
what people come in and watch. Meanwhile, let's get back to the business.
Here we go.
Let's get back to the
We're in the
Eagles.
final hour at noon. We'll hand it over to Merrill Reese and Mike Quick at Lincoln Financial Field with the Eagles Countdown to Kickoff show live right here on 97.3. So you don't have to even leave and worry about going anywhere else as far as listening to it. So Mike and Merrill at the top of the hour. You'll hear it right here. And then, of course, the game kickoff about 2 hours from right now as we're live here at Tolman Joe's. Great crowd on a Sunday. Perfect day. If it's like if you could pick a day of weather, Colin Thompson, as a guy who's played professional football, college football from your youth days. Where did you go to a high school here in the Delaware Valley?
Archbishop Wood.
Archbishop
The great.
Wood. Anybody from Archbishop Wood in here?
There's Deshaun Jackson. I told you he was right there.
He's back.
He's got a good fro, though, man. That's a great
I
throw.
saw him. I knew it was him.
That is a great throw, man. Is that real?
Well,
or is
that's
that
what happens when you miss 8 weeks. You grow your hair out. You're ready to go.
That's the
Stop
best.
caring.
That's the best throw I've seen since Welcome Back Kotter days. You remember?
Yes.
Epstein had a throw. Did he not on Welcome Back Kotter? It's a great throw, man. Robin, is that not the best throw you've seen on a white dude? I mean, brothers, they have to have good
It's
throws.
one of the only throws I've ever seen on a white dude.
It's a solid look.
It is a good look. If I could grow my hair, that's the look I'd have. Colin, what do you think?
You can get plugs like LeBron.
No, I would wear a wig. I would never grow my hair. I couldn't get it. LeBron's hair, by the way, is bad. Have you seen the close-ups of his hairline?
Just
This
get
guy's
rid
worth
of
$1 billion, and he's got bad hair.
But it's nothing to do. It's just genetics, man. You just
I
gotta
know it is. I have genetics too, but
gotta
if I
get
had
rid
$1
of it.
billion, I would get the best hair plugs and clean it up. But you don't even need $1 billion to do that. He's missing it
I
in the
feel
front.
like we could find someone to help you with that.
Well, there's plenty
a sponsor
of us.
out there
I
somewhere
don't
that
want hair
wants to-
plugs.
all right.
If I was going to do it, I would have done it 25 years ago. I'm not complaining. You do whatever you want. If you want to stay bald, like I shaved my head when my hair was going, I said the hell with it. It's easier this way.
I'm holding on to this thing, baby.
Although I'm in no shave November. It's no shave, so you can see I've already started the no shave thing.
You look good.
That's what happens when you sit in bed every day because you can't get up and move around for a month.
I've
This is
fallen and
what
I
it
can't
looks
get
like.
up.
Exactly. Meanwhile, let's get back to the game. So we've given you the breakdowns. Deshaun Jackson is on the field practicing. So that's
Watching him right now.
So you're watching him. He's out there. You got a
I
live
do see
feed.
him out there. He's got a cut-off hoodie on with shorts.
I don't know if
no
Sidney
pads
Jones
yet.
is a healthy scratch.
I don't
Who's
know.
that?
I don't. Well,
Sidney Jones is a healthy scratch.
Are we going over to John McMullen at the stadium for the inactives?
I'm
or
not
no?
sure he's there yet.
So we'll find out via. I don't know if your mouth is watering because of the sandwich or the fact that you see Deshaun Jackson running on the field.
Now remember, this is pre-game. Now they're an hour away from kickoff. So this is one he's running around with shorts. Nobody has their full uniforms on yet.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have a uniform?
They go out an hour before.
No, but so this is not live then.
No.
So this is a little bit earlier.
8 minutes ago, post.
That's it?
8
So then
minutes.
that's not a good sign then, right, Colin? If he's on the field,
Well,
8
everybody's
minutes-
got.
No,
same
he's
out.
good. Everyone's just hanging. Yeah, they're fine. They go out about an hour before, so he'll
Well,
go
it
in.
is an hour before kickoff. No, I'm sorry. It's 2 hours. I'm sorry. It's 2 hours
We
away.
gained an hour.
That's right.
The Bears inactives are out. If you want me to cover that.
Yeah, let me have the Bears inactives now.
So-
By the way, I'm inactive for the game today. I will tell you right now, you can count me out. I will not be active during today's contest.
You've been a healthy scratch since
Actually, the
87,
Eagles
Tony.
inactives are out.
All right,
Wait,
so I'll go Bears first.
So if you
then
have
go
me on
Eagles.
your fantasy team today, I'm going to just give a warning. Scratch me from your fantasy
I got
team.
Tony to sit him this week.
I can be a flex, though, if you need me.
you need
I may be able to show up, yes.
In a pinch.
So
Yeah,
we'll go.
I do have the Eagles
We'll go
inactive.
Bears and then we'll go Eagles. So Bears, Duke Shelley, Josh Woods, a former safety, now linebacker project for them. He's out. He hasn't been active all year. Kevin Pierre-Louis, he's out. Brett Urban's out. Riley Ridley, Calvin Ridley's brother, Georgia draft pick. He's not active. Alec Barr's out. And then Bradley Soul, who's like a blocking tight end that moved from tackle to actually lost weight to tight end. He's out. He's their big blocking tight on the edge. So you could tell Nagy's not going with that type of outfit. He wants to spread out the Eagles. And
Yeah,
that's
but none
something
of
to
these
keep-
guys are their star players. They're not missing
I mean, no,
other
but
than
these-
Hakeem Hicks.
Bradley
obviously.
Soul not playing tells you a lot about the game plan for the game and what he thinks they're going to do running the ball wise. He wears number 85. He's 285 pounds as a tight end.
Wow.
So they're not
Good
gonna-
insight.
He's not the ground and pound type guy. They're
Right.
not making him active. Now they have Adam Shaheen, who's a bigger guy from Ashland University, a D2 kid, second round pick. He will be their blocking tight end per se, but that's not his thing. He's actually, for being so big at 280, he's more of a receiver. What do we got Eagles-wise here?
All right,
Mike?
out for the Eagles today are Nigel Bradham,
Right.
Jason Peters, Nate Herbig, Sharif Miller, Nate Sudfeld, Deshaun Hall, and Sidney Jones, which means Deshaun Jackson active today.
And Darren Sproles, which I know is
And
no secret.
Tim Jernigan active today.
That's awesome. That's
It's
good
funny
news.
when you talk about the DNs and the depth of defensive line for the Eagles, and you think about the Chicago Bears and their front seven. Bears, they're 16th in the league in sacks in the NFL with 19. Guess what the Eagles are? 14th. 2 spots ahead of them with 21, 2 more sacks. So we get on the Eagles' pass rush. You got to get there. Well, the Eagles have generated a pass rush of late. And again, like John says, it's game by game. Are they running the ball? Whatever. It is what it is. The numbers are what they are. Halfway through the year, these aren't skewed numbers. They're kind of who you are at this point.
Remember, the Eagles started off horribly in their first couple of games with sacks.
And then the Jets game, they made up for all of it, right?
Exactly.
Well, and interesting, remember, they made a trade this week for this kid Avery.
I played against him in college.
This week, Peterson, they kind of said, look, we got him to play him. I mean,
Oh,
I
he's
thought
active.
it was a guy that would be, hey, we just want to get our hands on him, develop him ourselves. But they sound like they're going to try to find a role for him. And remember the kid Osman, who they really were going to make like a joker. They were going to move him all over the place. He got hurt in training camp. This is the kind of guy, he was a very good blitzer in college. If you remember him at Memphis, he was an inside linebacker, and they blitzed him. The Eagle linebackers are awful blitzers. They're not good blitzers.
You're absolutely right.
I played against him in college. He was coming. Remember, we set the protection to him every play. I should say this. He's a shorter linebacker, stout. I call them fire hydrants. They don't move when you hit them. So he's speed rusher. He's shorter than a tackle. He's even smaller than Brandon Graham, and that's what Brandon Graham uses pass rush wise, because these tackles are used to facing Clowney and Khalil Mack and all these long levered. You're going to see Leonard Floyd today, another long lever type player. So he brings an asset, like you said, where, hey, mate, get in on third down. We're going to blitz you. Get in on maybe
2
third
minutes.
and long at the defensive end position and give maybe a little depth to that D line. Maybe create a rotation that the Eagles used to have when really that's when they're at their best, because they don't really have a blue chip pass rusher like the Bears. They had probably 3 or 4 of them.
Meanwhile, in London, Kaimi Fairburn trying another field goal. It is 9-3 Texans. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So it's now 11-3. 12-3.
12-3.
There's the two that you're
There's
looking
the Johnny
for.
Doc's 12.
12-3 in a thriller. They must be thinking they're watching a high-scoring soccer game this morning at Wembley Stadium. That would be a high-scoring soccer game. It is a low-scoring football game, which Luigi is happy because you had the under in the first half, right?
Cha-ching, my brother.
Now, what's the total in this game?
My brother.
All over. So whatever the total is, they're not going to break it.
No, they're not breaking the total, Tony.
Let's see what the total is. I have it right here.
I think it's like 42 or something.
Let me see what I have it right here, as a matter of fact. It's 47.5.
Yeah, it's staying way
There's no
up.
way they're going over 47.5 in that game.
Nope, Nick Foles is coming in. He's going to get him to 47.5.
Exactly. This is time to sit Gardner Minshew down. They've worn him out. It's over. I'm joking. That's my hyperbole of the week.
I like it.
And I have to do that. Remember last week I said that Miles Sanders is turning out to be a better running back than Saquon Barkley?
Yeah.
Better
I heard
impact
that.
player.
Better impact player.
He's had more big plays than Saquon Barkley. Look at the records. Who's had the better record?
Well, Saquon's actually been on the shelf for
get-
about 4 weeks, too, with a high ankle sprain.
Ridiculous,
Let's
man.
get to break.
We're going to go to break. We're coming back. We got more breakdown coming up. Not me. I'm not going to break down. I got my goddaughter in here all the way from Buffalo today, the great Lindsay. Lindsay Lashevsky over there. And, of course, Devin, who is my goddaughter. Lindsay's her sister. Did they get an egg and cheese sandwich yet?
They didn't want one. They wanted just the fries.
How did they get here?
You want fries with that?
The trolley.
No, they took an Uber from the
They took
hotel.
the trolley from Buffalo down.
Yes, they did.
Joe Krause had it set up. This
Josh
is a
Allen drove them down.
Police escort.
Jacob Media Production.
Exactly. They want to be present to win and be a part of the show. Live at Toll Man Joe's. Countdown to kickoff. Much more still ahead, and we got the bus coming to take everybody over to the stadium, and we're going to Merrill Reese at noon live here from Toll Man Joe's in South Philly.
Hey, Tony.
You're
Yes.
listening to
I
the Eagles Game Day
have the
Countdown to
camera on the
Kickoff
crowd
show,
now,
presented
too,
by
so-
IBEW.
If the crowd is learning about Twitch, there's several people that had not heard of it before. They're logging on.
Is Devin watching on Twitch over there? Devin?
I don't think so.
I think we have it up on the screen, don't we?
Well, we do. See, we have Twitch up on the screen. You need to get on your Twitch app, Devin.
Follow. Make sure you follow, Devin. Tell her to make sure she follows the show.
I will. And by the way, the guy with the glorious fro is,
Yes.
oh, he was on camera, so people were able to see it. Hold on a second.
That's a great throw, man.
It is.
That
I
is
almost
the great-
I want to pull on it to see if it's real. It looks so good, it almost looks like a wig.
How you doing? Greg? Ray. Let's get a picture.
And Tony,
Where'd you come from?
Egg Harbor Town.
Oh, Egg Harbor Township. Ray.
And Tony, I even asked him, it is not a juicer.
Hunter. So we're going to have the Godfather music, but can we have Danger Zone propped up for when he's ready to fire?
Whoops.
Oh, just when he's ready to fire, to start playing Danger Zone.
No fault, Walt.
Hey,
Yes,
are you really?
Bro.
Good, man. Good. Are you on Twitch? Oh, okay. I thought you said Tony Bruno too. Are you on it right now? Beautiful. Well, thank you, sir. It's good to finally meet you, man. Thank you.
What?
Oh, he is? Ray? His name is Ray, too, isn't it? Is it the black dude? Yeah. Yeah. Robin, did you see that Ray from Landmark is here, too, apparently, the manager?
Jay.
Jay. What's his last name, you know?
I don't know. But he's hoping to get tickets to go on the bus
Washington
with
trip?
us because his friend was at Landmark and won. And so now he wants to go, too. I said I think we can make that happen.
I don't know. We'll see. I don't know Jay's last name, though.
I'll find out.
Look at Gardner go. Look at him go. He's got the first down.
Call Jim McClain, Director of Sales, 609-645-9790.
You're listening to the Eagles Game Day Countdown to Kickoff show. Get to Tolman Joe's and register for your authentic Tony Bruno Eagles game jersey. Presented by Martin Law, the law firm for injured workers.
Yes.
Get money, yo.
My man, what's up, brother?
Call you right back.
Sure you got, Father. Give you a call back in a little bit.
East Coast, Philadelphia, born and raised in the streets is where I spent most of my days.
Oh, yeah. Can you feel it now? You feeling me?
Everyone's cheering, Tony, because the bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches just keep coming out.
They just keep coming out, man. We got to give it up to the staff in the back, man. They are cranking it. They are cranking bacon, egg, and cheeses. The wait staff, all the great waiters here, waitresses, and all the people working hard for you here at Tollman Joe's. The bus is coming. People are going to be heading over to the game. We're going to give away 5 pairs of tickets here before this hour's over. And then also, what else was I supposed to mention? Oh, and you know who's here today? This is how important this performance is. Tomorrow night on Monday nights, Colin Thompson and I are over there, John McMullen, for Monday night countdown to kickoff. And, of course, Hunter Brody was there last week. The manager of Landmark Americana, Jay, is here today.
Where is he?
Where
I think
is
he's
Jay?
down at the bar. Is he down
Jay's
there?
in the
Where is
bar,
he?
man. My man Jay from.
Where's our guy from the Landmark?
Where's Jay? I didn't see him come in. I mean, the place is packed, so it's hard for me to see. But anyway, we'll see him tomorrow night. He knows he has to be present to win, but he's jacked up for the Washington bus trip down to D.C. on December 15th.
And of course, tomorrow night at the Landmark, we will register and give away more of the seats on the 54-passenger luxury liner that will make the trip down 95.
Man. I don't even need.
Tone, we're not taking a school bus from Tollman Joe's down to FedEx Field. We're taking a luxury liner.
Exactly. Well, now I don't have to worry about getting Robin a birthday present because her birthday is right there on the 19th.
Do we know who's on the line?
Oh, William and Jen, I'm sorry.
He's ready to fire.
He is ready to fire. I gave him a couple more minutes to go over the late additional line action. The great
how does
Philly,
it move?
The
With
great
Deshaun
Philly
Jackson.
Godfather. Thank you, James. Thank you, Colin.
He's ready to fire. I can feel him. He is locked and loaded.
Yes, he
we have
is.
There it is. There's the music.
The great Philly Godfather, ladies and
Cue
gentlemen.
it up.
We see him live every Monday night at Landmark Americana in Glassboro. Not here in the building today, but he is at home somewhere getting ready. Great crowd today, Philly Godfather. Thanks for popping on, man.
Yeah, I'm there in spirits. Don't worry about it. This is a tough one, Tony, man. All I'm hearing about is how bad this Bears team has looked and how great Philly played against a pretty good 5-1 Bills team last week. So that always scares me. I'm listening to all the experts, Eagles by double digits, and they must not realize that the Eagles are 2-8-1 against the spread as home favorites. So that's never a good thing. The bet splits as well are heavily tilted on the Eagles. 70% of all tickets punched offshore in Vegas are on the Eagles, and over 80% of the tickets in Atlantic City are on Philly as well. So that's always something scary, Tony. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I said it earlier about the Eagles at home, and obviously, there's some teams that have zero home field advantage, but like the Chargers, for example. But the Eagles, as well as they play at home, 2-8-1 against the spread at home. So they win games, but they don't cover the number, and that's what we're talking about when you're talking about gambling. So you and I are on the same wavelength here again, Philly Godfather. I think the Eagles find a way to win, but that line, 5 points, I don't know, man. They're going to have to really turn over Mitchell Trubisky and force him into mistakes. But the Bears need this game desperately, and that's another thing that scares me.
They're a hungry, starving team. And when you read between the lines, this original line opened up, the soft opener was Eagles -3 at home versus a team that hasn't won a game in a month. So what the bookmakers are basically telling you is, as bad as Chicago's played against their last 3 opponents and as good as the Eagles looked last week, if these two teams played on a neutral field on Sunday, before the line was adjusted, this game would be a pick'em. So they're begging for Eagles money here, Tony. They're begging for it.
Philly Godfather, I ask every week, is there a player prop, a certain player today maybe becoming active or inactive, or just a certain player in the game day that you like to maybe, more rushing yards, total sacks? Is there something that you like today?
I actually bet the under when the line was at 45, and I also like the under 19 points for the Chicago Bears today. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, and I think the Dogs, the way to play it here. I also bet the team total over 23 points for Tampa Bay. So they're 2 of my bigger prop bets today for NFL Sunday.
The great Philly Godfather, we're killing them on Thursday nights, 13-1 now after I fired the other one off the other night with the 14 points and got the cover late thanks to the Arizona Cardinal touchdown.
How about the Monday night? I was almost right again, Tone.
Mr. Monday night got it, nailed it again. So he's hot on Monday nights. He's
I'm
untouchable. 13-1 on Thursday night football, Philly Godfather, for yours truly. You're on fire, but Sundays, for some reason, I don't know what's wrong with me. I took the Jaguars, and they're down 12-3 late in the third quarter with 2:50 to go. I just thought they would play better on the road, and they play well in Jackson. They play well in London.
Well, it's their home field.
Yeah, but the Texans are doing it today, and it's not a high-scoring game. There's not a lot of offense, but that's an ugly game early in London.
Yeah, a quick touchdown, a turnover, and you're right back in it. And the Sharps actually did lay 2.5 on the Jags in the second half. So you're on the right side, Tony. Now, anything can happen. Obviously, it's the NFL, and Deshaun Watson is playing lights out this year. He's up there with Russell Wilson as an MVP candidate.
Oh, absolutely. No, I love Deshaun Watson. Phenomenal player. So, everybody gives a final score on these games. A lot of people said Johnny Doc saying 27-12, 24-16, John McMullen. I think it's going to be a close game like that. So, this game could be put away right now.
Oh, what a move.
Houston just had a big run down the right sideline, first down. Carlos Hyde.
Look at him run, and it's a first down, and this game is, for all intents and purposes, Jacksonville's not coming back if they score another touchdown. This game will be officially over. But back to the Eagles. Low scoring, so you like the under, and what about the point spread? The Eagles don't cover. You taking the Bears with the points?
Line's up to 5.5. Everybody and their Aunt Bertha's on the Eagles today.
Aunt Bertha's here today, by the way, in the crowd. Say hi to her in the back there.
And like I said, this team has looked horrible. And I like betting on teams that look bad. I like buying teams when they're at their worst, and I like selling teams at their best. And even though the Eagles ain't at their best, they looked great last week, and the Bears have looked horrible for over a month. I got to take the Bears here, plus the 5.5. I just think it's going to be a tight, low-scoring game. Eagles win the game, probably by a field goal, because that was the original soft opener on the game, Eagles -3. But when you get into that dead zone 5.5, and when all the money, when all the recreational sports bettors are on one side, that's always a recipe for disaster. Now, anything can happen, but if I got to invest some money today, it's going to be on the Bears plus 5.5.
An unbelievable pass to one of the best receivers in the game.
The best, in my opinion.
Is he the best?
He's the best because of the quarterbacks he's played with. Now he finally gets one.
And he throws this in a tight window down to the 1-yard line.
DeAndre
Hopkins, man. Great throw, great catch, first and goal at the 1 for the Texans.
What do you got, Mike?
Real quick, what's the threshold? If you can get 4.5, is there a spot where you're like, if you can get that, go Eagles, but you're saying 5.5, go to the other side. Where's that threshold for you?
Well, the threshold's 3. That's the key number in football. I think 70% of all games land on 3. That's, to buy all, like say you want to buy a hook on the 3, it costs you more than any other number, on the spread. So that's the most valuable number in football. So, I just can't take the Eagles here. The line has moved too far. It's been adjusted too far, and any value that you had early in the week when the line was 3 has been extracted.
Now,
so
we know
I just can't touch the Eagles here.
We know a lot of times the quarterback causes the line to move a lot, but getting Deshaun Jackson back doesn't do anything for the line, correct?
No, he's not worth anything. The most important guys on the field are the coach, the quarterback, and the center, because the center touches the ball on every snap, and if you got a backup in, you can cause some fumbles and stuff to that nature. So, and we all know turnovers usually dictates who's going to win the game and cover the spread. So they're the most three-point, players on the field. You got some quarterbacks on defense, some great linebackers, but other than that, that's about it.
You talk about important players. We always talk about the offensive line. You just mentioned the center. Andre Dillard today, and Lane Johnson, for that matter, going against 2 Pro Bowl guys at a minimum, 2 first-round picks, top 5 picks in Leonard Floyd, and obviously the great Khalil Mack, who's one of the top 2 defensive players in the league, in my opinion. What type of movement does that create for the line where Dillard could be going against Khalil Mack, who is known for just wrecking football games?
Khalil Mack, if he doesn't play, he's probably worth a point to the point spread, but he is playing, and like you said, going up against Dillard, it's going to, these guys ain't going to have much time to throw the ball. If you remember when the Eagles played Minnesota and Dallas, they turned the ball over 7 times combined in those games, and this could be another game like that where the Eagles are turning the ball over, and it's really keeping the Bears in the game because the Bears have a tough time scoring as well, and I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, guys.
And I think it's weird on the Bears that they cannot score like at least they did last year. They ran the ball with Jordan Howard, and they had Tariq Cohen, and they moved the ball around, and Mitch looked more comfortable at times. Sometimes he flashed, right? He was the hot MVP pick of the year, Philly Godfather, as you probably know. There was a ton of people putting money on Mitch to be, the coach, the player of the year, second year in the offense. Things were trending the right direction. But really, you could tell the defense is not feeding off that excitement anymore of the special teams and the offense created for him last year. The last 2 losses before the Chargers game, the Saints, 151 rushing yards on them, and the Raiders 161 rushing yards on them. That is not a characteristic of that Bears defense. That's just really, without Akeem Hicks, isn't the same.
Yeah, their run-stopping abilities without Akeem Hicks. He's huge to that defensive line. But again, pressure, burst pipes, and the Bears are good at getting pressure. The Eagles do have some issues on their offensive line. So, if you're running the ball, you're chewing up the clock. Both teams are running the ball. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Not a lot of points getting put up on the board. Next thing you know, you got like a 17-14 final.
The great Philly Godfather breaking it down. There's a couple other games that I see on the board that are interesting. Obviously, that the Packers and Chargers in Los Angeles is going to be interesting because the Packers really pretty much have this division won. The Chargers last week, they beat the Bears in a game the Bears should have won because they missed the field goal. The Bears.
Packers given 3.5.
Packers are 3.5-point favorites. They should be because L.A. has no home field. The Chargers play better on the road than they do at home.
What would that line be, Philly Godfather, if it was in Green Bay?
Oh, at least 10.
Really?
At least 10, 9.5 to 10. Yeah,
So why isn't it the same, though? Because realistically, it's nicer weather for Aaron Rodgers to move the ball around, and they don't really have a home field advantage there in L.A. in that soccer stadium.
Yeah, there's some real sharp money on the Packers here. I didn't bet the game. Line up to 3.5. It's moved up to 4. It's juiced in some places offshore at some of the offshore books. But again, this is one of those heavily public teams. And last time I checked, 80% of the money is on Green Bay. But I just can't see how Green Bay doesn't cover this game. They're just clicking on all cylinders. Chargers got lucky last week against a Bears team that was reeling. I'm not touching the game because I'd like to lay 3 on Green Bay, but I just can't see how Green Bay doesn't cover.
No, I agree with you. And then one that seems to be the toughest for everybody is the Steelers-Colts game.
I don't think it's tough, though.
No T.Y. Hilton.
That doesn't bother me.
0-5 without T.Y. Hilton, the Colts. Steelers at home, their offense looked okay after a terrible start against a bad Miami team. I'm not sold on the Steelers yet, even though they've got 3 straight at home.
Colts lose bad games, though.
But they have no
good against good teams, and then they lose. They look bad against Oakland.
Don't get confused with the fact that James Conner is the MVP of that offense, and without him, he stirs the drink for Rudolph. He keeps teams not blitzing all the time because he's good at pass pro. 1, 2, he can run the ball, he can catch. Without him, that's underrated. What do you think, Philly Godfather?
The nucleus of the Steelers is one of the best in the NFL this year, and it's very evident if you just glance at their turnover differential, I think they're the second best in football in the turnover differential, right behind the Patriots. And that's the reason being is the strength of their offensive and defensive lines. The Steelers' offensive line is ranked number one, I think, in protecting their quarterback. They've only given up, I think, 7 sacks on the year. And on the defensive side, they probably boast one of the best pass rushes in football. I think they're ranked 3rd overall in the adjusted sack rate. And sure, the Colts got a better record of 5-2, and the Steelers are 1 game below 500. But if you look at their point differential, what they're beating teams by, the Colts are at +7, and the Steelers are at +5. So there's only a 2-point difference, even though you got, 2 more wins on the Colts. And on offense, these teams' yards per play metric is basically identical. The Steelers actually rank 15 spots better than the Colts in net yards per play. And that's one of the tools that handicappers use when you looking to bet a game. And on the defensive side, they also rank 15 notches higher in opponent yards per play. And again, almost 80% of all the tickets are on the Colts this week. I took Pittsburgh +1. I think they win this game.
Without James Conner, I don't like
it's
it.
It's an interesting game because you're right. The Colts always play low-scoring, close, ugly games. This could be one of those. We'll see later. That's why I didn't touch it. I mean, I had the Steelers circle, but I didn't make them one of my picks.
Glad I talked you out of that.
No, I had that earlier. You can see my picks are the Jaguars, and they're going down. It's
that
19.
game reminds me, there was a college game, TCU, same spot against Texas. And TCU, everyone's like, they stink, Texas good. Why was TCU favorite? This game feels a lot. Why
won. I remember that.
And they won outright.
Yes, they did.
Well, this Steelers team has the best pass rush of any opponent the Colts have played this year. And you saw what they did to San Francisco, who's 8-0, who's my pick to win the NFC Championship and get to the Super Bowl, and they caused 5 turnovers against that really solid San Francisco team that kept them in the game with a backup quarterback.
And they covered the number, which is the most important thing.
The number.
They covered the number, and that's all that really matters at the
Good
end.
teams win, great teams cover.
The great Philly Godfather. You can follow him on Twitter at Philly Godfather, and of course his website, thephillygodfather.com.
This place is packed, Tony.
It is. We're firing in here today, Philly Godfather. This place is jamming.
You bring me, and that's what happens.
That's what happens.
Food. This is going to
You
be.
and Hunter?
It's packed to the gills. Do you get it?
Wait a minute, I didn't hear that. Wait a minute, I didn't hear that.
He said bet the under in Pittsburgh.
Beautiful.
Fire. Start firing.
Start firing right
start it
now,
up.
ladies and gentlemen. Start firing right now. The Philly Godfather, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully we'll see him tomorrow night at Landmark Americana.
Oh.
With the whole crew again. They have their own table with all the computers working. I mean, they're just crunching numbers by the second. Not even the IBM supercomputer. What was that thing called? What was big?
I know what you're talking about.
Get the break.
I know I have to break. What's the name of the IBM supercomputer? Watson. Even Watson doesn't crunch numbers.
Not
as well.
Randy
Deshaun Watson.
Not
Randy
Deshaun
Watson.
All right, thank you. We're coming
Not Ben
back, Billy
Watson.
Godfather. Brody's yelling at me. Hunter Brody. You yell at me one more time, Hunter. You know what I'll do to you tomorrow when I see you?
Get the break.
We'll get the break. We're going out in the parking lot tomorrow night, pal.
When the shuttle will be arriving there soon as well. So
Exactly. We're coming
bring
right
it on
back.
back.
We're live at Toll Man Joe's Countdown to Kickoff on 97.3 ESPN.
Hour number 2 of the
That's
Eagles
amazing.
Game Day
Sources
Countdown to
say
Kickoff
that
show is
the
sponsored by
Seahawks
the
did their
Philadelphia-
due diligence
Yeah, I read
on
that.
Antonio Brown before signing Gordon.
They were the last team that had a chance to take. Everybody passed on.
I would
Johnson.
sign Brown. Why not? I'd sign him right now.
On Antonio Brown, they're saying.
Who cares about the drama?
Hey,
How about a
Tony.
go route?
yeah,
Yes.
sign.
I would sign him.
Tony, I wrote down Jay's last name.
Yeah,
Well,
Jay-
if all the
Edmonds-
stuff is
he
cleared
here?
off the
I
field
didn't
on
see
Brown,
him.
I'd sign
He's
him right
sitting in the
now.
bar.
What the hell do you think this is, man? It's a dumpster fire in here.
That's because I'm here.
These fries are cold, though. You guys want more fries?
I need a fry. I'm starving.
They're cold. Get these out of here, though.
Big Sexy 69 says, Tony, break before Hunter kiss your ass. I think he means kicks your ass.
There's a lot of people in here.
Hunter is, Hunter's a young punk. I don't know. I think Tony could still take it. Maybe not right now with Tony's butt being,
Oh, this is the
That's the Twitch stream.
comment section.
compromised. But once he's healed, I don't know. I don't know if Hunter's
that-
listening. Oh, Hunter, hold on a second. I think you're listening, right?
He's listening.
I tell you, my
Can
cousin
you hear
always
me?
bust my stones.
Yes, can you hear me?
Years ago,
We
they
have
had
a
this radio
request
Field
for the
64.
Bears Still Suck
I got
song.
matched up with you.
Can you play that coming
We
back?
always, we
Yeah,
always,
let
every
me
time
search it on
we
YouTube.
bust my stones.
Okay,
Nice.
cool.
So be your own hotspot. Now with Straight Talk Wireless, get 10 gigs of
Surprised he's
hotspot
not here
data with
today.
the ultimate unlimited plan.
Nick, do we have
Just
to wa- okay, we do.
$55 a month on America's best 4G LTE networks. You don't have to
Clarky
find a
Bob, somebody get
hotspot.
Luigi some
You
food.
are the
He can ask
hotspot.
for his own damn food.
Straight Talk
No, he's got
Wireless,
food back there.
everything
He's
for
got
less.
access.
He's wandering
Compatible
around.
licensing required.
He's
Exclusive to
working.
line
He's got
plans.
to work.
See
Got to
straighttalk.com.
earn his money today.
Stop by O'Reilly
Carlos
Auto
Hyde is
Parts
running
for
with
our
authority.
City
Not
Better.
Don.
So
Oh,
as
no,
long
that's
as it
Fournette.
doesn't
That's
curse,
Leonard
I don't
Fournette
have time to
with
play
an
the full
old
Turn the
thing.
studio down just a little bit for me again.
Although those dump-off passes aren't going to work when you're down
Thank you.
19-3.
That's a Minshew.
Pizzeria 1, when's the next betting with Bruno?
He means at Parks Casino. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, no, we.
Every show's a betting with Bruno.
But we do need to get up to Parks again. But Tony hasn't been able to do a lot of the remote that we
You notice
normally
Sugar House changed their name to Rivers Casino,
do.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's official.
Even though it still says Play Sugar House on their website because they have to change all of that internal stuff.
But I think they have the new sign on it already too.
Outside they do, yeah.
They actually they do a sponsorship on my show, and it's still Sugar House, the Reed.
Is it?
I don't know
on
when
the actual casino, they
Well,
did a party. They named it
Have you been
Rivers.
to the Wells Fargo?
I've never been in the Sugar House.
Have you been to the Wells Fargo though?
They're building it, yeah.
No, the arena.
Yeah, of course.
They since they redid it this year.
No, I haven't been in
I heard it's awesome.
The upstairs suites, it's all it's a sports book now. It's a
It's
River-
and you can pay standing room only.
Yeah, it's a Rivers sports book.
And they have standing room only where you can pay to go hang out, which is sweet.
Tony Bruno
Yeah.
Eagles game jersey, presented by Martin Law, the law firm for injured workers.
How many times must we take this disgrace? Another Bears fan throwing insults in our face. The Packers are the greatest team to ever play the game. Even if from time to time they've been a little lame. How could you ever love a team with Jim McMahon?
Now, have you ever heard this
Not
song,
even
Colin
Porky
Thompson?
Pig was as big.
I used to play this all the time on my national shows.
That's mostly
Because you
based
know what
on
happens?
luck.
The Bears still suck. The Bears still suck. The Bears still suck. The Bears still suck. The Bears still suck.
Everybody now.
They really, 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 really suck. Yet the Bears still suck.
Get your hands together for that one. That was
Boom.
fantastic.
I didn't want to play that today.
L-E-S.
I wanted to hold that till tomorrow night because I
Tony,
don't want to jinx the Eagles.
I didn't
We're
know-
playing the Bears still suck, and if they win the game today, we're going to look like idiots.
Tony, I don't know if that was you or Michael Bublé up there. We had no
No,
idea
listen.
what was going on.
I can do any kind of polka. You give me a couple beers, you give me a banjo, you give me an accordion, I can do polka all day long, baby.
Polka, that's my Tinder handle.
Polka.
Oh, gee.
Oh, now it hurts. Don't make me hurt, please. Don't make me hurt.
Deep down.
19-3, Texans lead the Jaguars. So that's going to go down as a loss for me. I'm ready putting that down as an L.
No, don't count yourself out yet.
What-
I
what-
got
what-
Minshew.
Minshew, a
mania.
quarterback. Here it goes.
No, they can't do anything.
Oh, right when you say it, he makes the throw of the year.
Yeah, but they're down to the 20.
Something to keep an eye on today,
Yeah,
guys.
the dump off of the year.
To get back to the Eagles here, something to keep your eye on today.
Yes.
Special teams wise for the Bears, obviously Tree Cohen, he's a gadget type player that can at any moment of time. But Cordell Patterson,
yes,
somebody the Bears picked up. That's been a quiet, pickup for them this year. He's had a long, I think, 100-plus yard kickoff return. He could break a game open. They've actually used him at running.
He's scary. He's scary with the jet sweep.
He is.
Yeah.
They've used him at running back at times.
Which the Jets scored on.
Yes.
They did.
Now, what's interesting about that is you mentioned it earlier, Colin. Matt Nagy's going to run some. We may see the Philly special,
Yes.
which was actually the Bears special first when the Bears ran it. It was called the Bears special. Then, of course, the Eagles ran it. And Trey Burton, the guy who did it with the Eagles, obviously been with the Bears now for the last couple of years. We're going to see some of those kind of crazy gadget plays, right?
They have the pieces. Taylor Gabriel, 3 touchdown catches against Atlanta. Against Redskins on that Monday night game. Allen Robinson's actually had a great year. 3 touchdowns, over 500 yards receiving. Anthony Miller, the kid out of Memphis, he's a stud. Tree Cohen, I mentioned. David Montgomery, Trey Burton, Adam Shaheen is a big weapon. Look for him in the red zone, Adam Shaheen. They like to put him by himself. they'll audible out of, like, they'll go three receivers to the right, tight end to the left. Adams 6'7", 270, a former Division II basketball player that put a bunch of weight on and became a second-round pick. But they'll put him by himself. They'll signal out there. He'll either run a slant or a fade. They like to work that with him. They like to use him like Zach Ertz. They probably should do that more with Ertz.
Well,
but they're similar offenses that like to feature their players and help their quarterbacks out by, hey, the tight end's over here. If the safety's on him, it's man-to-man coverage. If the corner's on him, it's zone, things like that. They're very smart
last
offensive
week,
minds.
They went I. They ran like an I form. They had a fullback, and the kid Montgomery had 27 carry. They just basically went like Tecmo Bowl and said I formation, power I, and run it off the tackle, because the problem is Trubisky, with that injury, they don't want him moving around, so they're trying to get him to stay in the pocket because of the injury. So that hurts him.
They're great offensive minds, both him, Nagy, and Peterson. They're going to do whatever they think the weakness may be. Wow, we're finished up already.
That's it.
That's the end of the show already?
The game will end with
Are you
Pinheiro
serious right
trying
now?
to kick a field
We've
goal.
been having so much fun. We haven't got our predictions yet. We got to get them in quickly.
Rapid fire.
I think the Eagles win this game close. I would take the Bears with the 5.5 right now if I were betting. But the Eagles find a way to win a close game.
30
2 or 3
seconds.
Points.
I'll go 24-23 Eagles.
That's a 1-point game.
I had 30-17 on Friday. I'm not going to change Eagles.
21-13.
20
Philadelphia
seconds.
Eagles. Tony, I got to get an Eagles chant before we get out and get the juices flowing.
All right,
We
one
get
more
out of the bar.
time. I want to thank
Ladies and
Connor,
gentlemen,
even though he was mean to me
one more
today.
time.
Mike
15.
G-L-E-S.
Wow.
Eagles.
Place is rocking
That was
here.
the way we
10,
ended.
Joe Kraus.
9,
Nick, everybody, John McMullen,
7,
Mike Gill,
6,
Colin Thompson, everybody here at
5,
Toll Man Joe's.
4,
Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you later on.
2, 1.
Eagles Game Day Countdown to Kickoff Show with
Wow,
Tony
that
Bruno.
went
A
fast.
Jacob Media Sports
I
presentation.
didn't realize that was the last
It's the
segment.
Monday night countdown to
Boom.
kickoff. This and every Monday.
So before you sign off, just say goodbye to everybody on Twitch, please.
Bye, everybody
2,
on
1,
Twitch.
2. Audio check, 1, 2. Carl, bring that up for me, if you will. Where's all our qualifiers? All right. Hang on, hold on. Let me get this call. It's the trolley.
So here's a question for people that are on Twitch. Do you guys want me to keep running during the giveaway or say goodbye?
Okay. Nick, can I have audio, please?
Keep running. All right, I will keep running. I'll just run it during the credits. I'll just run the credits during the time. So hold on a second. Let me bring it back to the main.
Receive a free digital presence assessment. To reserve your seat, call Jim McClain, Director of Sales, at 609-645-9797. Or just not sure. I'm electronically sending you the 2 tickets.
He turned me off. I was like, I wasn't ready to be off yet. Damn it. Okay, I'm back up. Can you guys hear Joe talking? I don't think you can.
Okay. So 32 qualifiers are here, so your odds are very good. I don't know what Luigi, you got to pull that. So 5 of the 32 are going to win.
Well, you know what, people? I actually do need to clean up. I need to wrap it up. So even though I'll leave it running just a little bit, but I'm probably not going to be able to have any sound. And you'll hear more about who won and all that fun stuff on Monday show. So tomorrow, Tony says he's feeling up to going back to doing his daytime show. So log on tomorrow, normal time, 1 p.m. Tony will be there in studio. So we will see you all tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining us on twitch.tv BrunoNation Live.